Welcome, welcome. We're live. That was weird. I don't like that. But we are live, man. Chat. I don't know what we're doing today. Let me move this a little bit. I don't know what we're doing exactly today. I just called it mock draft. I don't know what we're doing. We'll see when Easy gets back. We'll figure it out. I am live. Well, I'm live. That's not what I was going to say either. Present or invite. Got a lot of new features on here. Okay. No, I was showing Easy. I just jumped into this, man. This is something we're gonna have to do going forward. Also, I didn't forget, reacting to mock drafts is something that I still want to do too. So I'm thinking late this week we do one of those. We react to your mock drafts. You guys send them in. However, we end up doing that, I definitely want to still make that happen. But hey, Easy, I got to be honest. This mock draft machine I think they're doing some work. You tell me. I think they're doing some work here. Yeah, go ahead.
It's my first experience with this. They took Matthew Golden.
Yeah, they took Matthew Golden at the top, and then they took Xavier Watts to follow it up. I'm not mad at them.
I'm not gonna lie, that's awful.
That's awful? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Like they do show the rest of the board, right? So, like, who was already taken kind of thing. I'm not mad at what they did here, right? Like, because right after went Nick Scorton, Benjamin Morrison, Igbuka went, Walter Nolan, Gray Zabel. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, who went after us?
Yeah, man. Scorton, Benjamin Morrison, Igbuka, Nolan, Gray Zabel, Jackson Dart. Someone took Jackson Dart quick. Eamon Wari. Like, I could have made a case for some of these dudes, but I'm not mad at it.
So we're starting this in the fourth round, you and I.
No, we don't have to do this. I was just having fun with this because it was a live thing. But no, I mean, so okay, we didn't really talk about this at all. What are we doing? What do you want to do?
Honestly, no clue.
I think this is the better camera view for you, by the way. Like zoomed in.
Yeah, so you see my head
on your camera. Yeah. I think it looks good. Yeah. You just shaved your head? Did you do that, or did you have? Did you do that by yourself?
I was see if you see a reflection in that motherfucker. What do you think of Golden? So I just got put on to, I believe his name. I gotta get his name right. Let me hold on. The kid out of Washington State. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Williams. Yep, Kyle Williams.
Dude.
Really? Everybody's hype on him. Everybody's loving that.
I just got put onto him. I feel embarrassed. I think the draft community should be embarrassed that no one's been talking about this kid.
Yeah, no, I think over the last few days he's been popping because he's such a playmaker. And also we're getting pro days. You know what I mean? So like we're getting numbers now, and dudes that are testing crazy. And then you got like Restrepo that's running a 4.8, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's where names are happening.
And then the other question too, when it comes to Matthew Golden, is who's Isaiah Bond? That's the other kid over there at Texas.
At Texas, yeah.
Who had the better stats? Who was the go-to guy on third down? I think it's Isaiah. Well, I don't know about the stats, but
I was going to say that's Matthew Golden for sure. I don't know the stats either, but I'd bet you money that's Matthew Golden with the numbers.
From what I'm heard on the go-to plays, it's been Isaiah Bond. But I could be. I have only watched highlights. I'll be 100% honest with you.
Okay. Look, we got Isaiah Bond last draft. I feel like that's actually the opposite perception, but I don't know who told you that. Let's call him out. Who said that?
Call him out?
Yeah, call him out.
It's Chris Sims.
The PFF guy, right? The guy that you were telling me about? Or is that just like it's just
CBS?
a guy? Okay. You're talking about
NBC.
Yeah. Okay, so you heard. Okay, I got you. Y'all started sweet. I'm basically on time. Yeah, we're all on time here today. Just heard Mykel Williams, stiffest defensive end. No, I actually super disagree with this. Stiffest defensive end.
I don't think he's stiff. I think he's slow off the ball. I don't think he's slow off the ball, but he's not. The burst people talk about, I think people just get used to saying that when they start talking about prospects. Like, the burst. This guy was just given that. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, he's got a little bit of burst. He just stands tall. in the pass rush sometimes.
You know, if he's kind of also in the boat, and I don't think this gets talked about a lot, but he's kind of also in the boat that we had a couple years ago. I think it was the Jets that took
Jermaine
I
Johnson.
don't know. No, not Jermaine Johnson. It was like he was like a middle first round pick. I'll have to remember who he was, but he came from Iowa State, and he like had to play inside the tackles all the time. And then when he got drafted, it was like, oh, okay, don't do that with him anymore. He's not built to do that. But at Iowa State, he had to do it. And I think Mykel Williams falls into that to a lesser degree, but similarly. Will McDonald, right? Like that was freaky bend, but he was constantly playing between the tackles, and it was like, oh, that's not. He didn't get the chance to put it on display as much. I think Mykel Williams, to a lesser degree, also had that kind of work against him a little bit. Like even Trayvon Walker. Remember when Walker came out and it was like, hey, this dude is like, oh, he's got to every guy that comes from Georgia is going to have the same thing thrown at him.
Yeah.
Going to have the same concerns, going to have the same questions about where he played. I don't think they're similar, but I just, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, honestly, same with Trayvon Walker. He played anywhere from the 3 to the 5.
Trayvon Walker, yeah. So it was.
I feel like Mykel Williams is a little bit of the same in terms of where you're playing him on the field.
Yes.
I think he'd be everywhere.
Yeah, I think
I wouldn't be mad if he's a pick. I'll put you that way. I just, for some reason, I really wish it wasn't this way, because it shouldn't be this way with prospects. Because that's just prospects. You're not guaranteed to come to your team. But I just have such a draft crush on Shamar Stewart, and I'm trying to eliminate that from my head. It's for me, it's weird, man. It's like I'm in this camp in my head. It's like Shamar or die, and I have to get rid of that because he may be gone at 9.
Yeah. No, dude. So here's I want to pull this up because I'm going to shout out Colby, who did the Patriots. He texted me this today. I'm calling out his text. I don't even know if this is legal, but I'm going to do it. He said this. All right. He said he texted me right away and says Donovan Ezeiruaku is underrated. I was like, all right, I'm a Donovan Ezeiruaku guy. So I gave him that answer. Like, yeah, I like the dude. And then he came back. He's like this, because I think I'm the one that started this. I brought up Stewart. And he came back and he's like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't love Stewart. so the reason, when we were discussing it, was almost the opposite of what you just said right there. He was kind of the opposite thinking when it came to Mykel Williams versus Shamar Stewart, which I think is what's so cool about it. Is the same day I hear that you're saying dude at 9, he's saying I don't think he's a first round pick. So it's crazy. That's how Shamar Stewart's just all over the place this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying for sure it's gonna be the case. I feel the traits there. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I will say this: Daniel Jeremiah is I don't know how he does his mock drafts, but from what he says, he does his rankings with his eyes, his mock draft with his ears, meaning he's listening to what others have to say in terms of, I'm assuming, the NFL, team scouts and stuff like that. And then he, in his draft, I believe, had Shamar Stewart in the 20s somewhere. I almost want to say even after the Detroit Lions pick, which would be crazy. I just can't see Brad passing up on a guy that's can already collapse the pocket as is at 21 years old with a base to learn more. I feel with his type of burst and athleticism, teach him one move, 2 moves. You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, Hutch, as great as he is, has 2 moves. It's the spin move and the bull rush and some swipes. He's got some swipes, actually.
Yeah, in Hutch, are you still there? Oh, yeah. In Hutch, Hutch was different, I thought, in college. I mean, Hutch, to his credit, I thought everything that knocked for Hutch was he had the bull rush we could get to, but he didn't have the spin in college. So not as much. I mean, it was he would win inside all the time. If you go to Ohio State, you had 3 sacks, everything was on the inside. And then it was okay, well, what is everything else going to come from? And then the spin move was, I don't know who the heck implemented that, but it's become so nasty. Maybe just give him credit for that. It's become such a nasty counter. Yeah. So it's you gotta have something to get to. And I don't think all draft picks do, but you feel like you have to have something to an extent, at least to be a high draft pick. They're he's pretty comfortable getting to that. Ezeiruaku, I don't know exactly what that move would be for me, but he's so bendy. It's he'll get to that and he'll win with that.
Yeah.
I think Shamar Stewart, to your point. He's what?
Ezeiruaku's got a bag. He's got them all.
I'm wondering where he's gonna go too, because he's obviously just got bodied the way that he's built. We're gonna have to see where he's gonna go. But that dude can get after himself.
He'll go, he won't pass 19.
Yeah, you said that last, and then you say that the GM was he's not getting past us, so maybe you have to trade him, I guess, if you want him. But I traded up. I traded up our last mock we did on Draftaholics. I traded up for him. So we'll see. I got him like 24 though, but I think his name is going up there for everybody.
What were you about to say about Shamar before that? Before I interrupted you rudely, I apologize.
I honestly don't even remember, to be honest with you. I was just looking at when I had Shamar Stewart, like 6'5", 267. My thing is Shamar Stewart, and I think this is going to work for him as positive, is that he's a 3-year junior. I think that's always huge. Like if there is questions about where he's at least he's not like an old prospect, because that would be a problem. Because there is a few dudes that have that working against him. He doesn't have that working against him. I think that's a positive. My thing with Shamar Stewart is I'm in a weird spot with him because I legitimately feel like I hear what you're saying in terms of like how forceful he is. Okay. I also feel like it doesn't show up all the time. And I also feel like there's games where I didn't see it at all. And I think that's weird in college because it's like, well, at least in the NFL, it's like, all right, you'd think like a guy like that, like, he'll just overwhelm some guys, just there was games I didn't feel like he could overwhelm college prospects. And for me, that's like a concern. It's like, okay, well, now you're asking to go to the NFL. But it's also the thing is like, I feel like with Shamar, you're kind of at a spot now where it's like, dude, if you're drafting him, you're not drafting him to your extent of like, there's things I'm already leaning on. You're drafting him knowing like we got to add something. We got to put something here. We got to get him to somewhere if we're going to make this make sense. Otherwise, you just don't draft a guy. You don't feel like you can get something there. You don't draft him because that's not why you're drafting him. That's how I would look at him.
Yeah, I think that's important too. At least when I'm making my statement, that I want people to know that I understand that Shamar Stewart is a project. I just like what you can mold him into, what he can be molded into. On top of the fact that he'll be playing opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. Did you watch him in the LSU game against Will Campbell?
Yes.
I think he had a couple reps where he put Campbell on his ass. Actually, there was one he almost put on his ass. But he's just ripping this guy back, and Will Campbell's supposed to be like a top 10 pick.
He might. Well, now we'll see where they put him in with the length and stuff. He's top 10, but he's gonna be top 15 guaranteed.
Yeah,
I would still be fine with taking him top 10. To your point, so yeah, and that's the weird thing about him is like that's not like you get him against the best tackle maybe, and it's not like his worst game. The worst games were guys where it's like I don't know who he's matched up with here, but it's like I don't feel him at all. So it's weird. Yeah, he's
I
weird.
Felt that way about James
go
Pierce sometimes too. I apologize.
James Pierce is going to be a weird one, dude, because like as a player, I feel like everybody's still all over the place. And then I hear people talk about him, they seem all over the place. I'm here with James Pierce. I think my take's like unique because I guess based on what I've heard, like I didn't expect people to say what they said about him, so I guess it's weird now. I'm here with James Pierce. Like I think you draft him, your pass rusher is going to get there a lot faster. Like I'm pretty confident James Pierce is going to be a very good pass rusher very quick.
Yeah. My
concern is, and I've actually heard the opposite, people like buy into like, oh, what's his ceiling? And I get it because he's freakishly athletic, and he has some good length to him too for his build. My thing is Pierce, I actually think his ceiling is a lot lower than some of these other guys. Like I don't think his ceiling is up there with Shamar Stewart. I don't think he's going to get to some of those levels as just a well-rounded player. But I think you draft James Pierce Jr. if you're like, let's just get something right now. Like I think Atlanta, like the last couple of days I've been thinking Atlanta keeps drafting edge rushers. They're missing on like every single edge rusher they draft, but they want to stand up outside linebacker. I would draft him. Like if he's sitting there, I would just take him. I would take him because I think I'm going to get there quicker, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get after the quarterback. I just don't think that he has a ceiling like a Shamar Stewart has, for example.
Yeah. I think he's very much. He could end up being a DPR guy, but obviously, like I think he could excel at it. Put him like a 3-4 or wide 9. Which I guess speaking of that, because he's a little bit skinnier and whatnot. You guys talking about Donovan Ezeiruaku? How does he fit this? Just because. Talking about the Detroit Lions specifically, because we kind of like the big body guys. We like the guys that collapse the pocket versus those bendy, speedier guys. We try it with James Houston. They don't like what he offered against the run. Beyond like the height, he's also 247, if I'm not mistaken, as Ezeiruaku.
Yep, 6'2", 248 is what I had him.
Yeah.
There. So
like, do you think that fits what they want, and could that buck the trend of like what they've been grabbing at the defensive end position when it comes to Detroit Lions?
Yeah, I don't think we draft him. And it's like, that's the hard part because after I did the mock, and that's why I texted you. I think I texted you like that night because I told the story.
Oh yeah, you did.
Like, yeah, that's why I texted you after we drafted. After I did it after the Draftaholic show, and I was like, I think we're going to draft Mykel Williams. Like just the more I thought about fit because I took Ezeiruaku, but the further away I think I get from it, the more I'm like, I don't know that this is going to be a Lions draft pick. Like I don't know that this offsets what they have. I don't know that it makes sense. I just think the player is really good. And you can go to a Will McDonald. They're a little bit different and think kind of the same thing. I liked him a lot. And like the first day before, I was like, oh, I really like this guy. But it's also, I don't know if the Lions would draft this player. And I kind of get that with Donovan Ezeiruaku. Now, I think to your point, the benefit is I don't think he's horrible as a run defender. It's just like fitting in his role. And I even wrote down on my thing there, like, I think 3 down upside is a question mark. Do I think the Lions would use a first round pick on that guy? No. Like, so I think you could make the case because, like, oh, where the Lions are at, man, if you sit him right there, it's like you're going to get a really good pass rusher. And I don't doubt that at all. He's one of the better pass rushers, I think, truly of an edge rusher. Like, I don't think there's any question he's going to get sacks immediately. Problem is, I just don't think for the Lions, that's the mold we're looking for. So I think it's a real shot. The Lions don't look at him the same way as other teams will. Like, absolutely. Yeah.
And then I guess I'll preface with this too a little bit. I don't know if preface even fits right there, but like, was that an Aaron Glenn trait, or is that just a trait of Brad Holmes' organization in terms of those big body defensive ends? You know,
and that's a good question. Yeah, because did we see that with the Rams a lot then? You know, that would be something I'd look at. Like how many edges?
I know they got Jared Verse, who's like thicker, plays beefier than he is.
Closer to Shamar Stewart. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it kind of is. Well, I guess they had Floyd for a minute, but he's longer.
They had Von Miller, and they made that trade where they went out and acquired him.
He's built freakishly.
Let's just do this live real quick because you asked a question. Now I'm thinking about it. Let me go to the Rams past drafts real quick.
Yeah,
it was
up until
go back to 2013, right? So, let's see. First edge rusher. Oh wow, it actually took a minute, I think, before we got a high one in here
for the Rams.
Ebukam. So I mean, Ebukam would fit into that Ezeiruaku mold. That was a 4th round pick, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they took Franklin Myers, and that's the problem. Like, if we didn't have Derek Barnes, I think I make an easy case to draft him. But because they re-signed Derek Barnes to the money that he did, and he brings a lot more pass rush, it's just hard for me to find an exact spot for him. That's the weird. Like, if you wanted to put the pieces of the puzzle together, it doesn't make sense to draft Ezeiruaku, in my opinion. It's like go after Shamar Stewart's type because the pieces all kind of line up. Then you got Hutch, you got that guy, and you got Derek Barnes. Like, that all lines together. But that being said, I think Ezeiruaku's like top 4 pass rusher, edge rusher in the draft for me. Like, I think that's where we'll end up. Maybe top 5. Like, I think at worst he might be top 5. So, yeah, man, I don't know. That's interesting though. What do you think? Do you think he fits? I mean, you asked the question to me. Do you think they would draft a guy like that?
That's the thing I'm like lost on a little bit because I think if you're truly going BPA, you couldn't ignore him off your board. You can't ignore that guy. But in terms of the scheme and fit and like what we've done historically, I don't know. It's not that I don't know. He just straight up doesn't fit what we got going on, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like they always say, don't draft players that fit your scheme. You fit your scheme around great players, you know?
True.
So like maybe you go a wide 9.
You want to put him in, you know? Yeah. Like, I just want him on tight ends all the time. So there's a role in his defense to make it work. Like, when I watched him, I was like, I want him against tight ends against the run. I think the more often you can get him there, which is what Barnes gets more often than not, more often you get in there, like, this is going to work. Like, if you find that role for him, like, I think this is going to work. And I think he's like high floor and high ceiling. And I think you're getting both. And I think what do you have, like 16.5 sacks this last? That could be off. Like, I thought he had a ridiculous amount of sacks this past season. That could be off. Though maybe I'm thinking of someone else that just popped in my mind.
I try not to look at the numbers until after I'm done looking at traits and stuff.
Oh yeah,
because I don't want to be one of those guys like, oh, he only did this in college, or oh, he did this in college. You know, like, I don't know. But maybe you know, I don't know.
And it's his first for pass rushers. Like, you can't get too much on that with pass rushers in college.
Yeah,
because most edge rushers don't have a bag. Like, they just don't. Like, you're not gonna draft a guy that has like a bag in college. It's just, that's why it's like, if you have one thing, that's great. Then we can build off it. For the most part, then I'm looking at traits, right? Like, most guys don't have a bag. Hutchinson, like he said, he didn't have that spin move like he does now. Like, he didn't show that in college. He had something though. He'd win inside. It's like, all right, there's power there. He could work guys back to the pocket, and everybody questioned how much he could win outside. That was the question. People,
I really want to know who gave him that. You know, like, was it the Lions staff? Because we've had 3 different defensive line coaches the last 3 years.
Yeah,
or is it like somebody on the outside he works with?
I don't know.
Pass rush someone or something. It got to be someone on the outside because.
Like, he always had the movement skills to do it, though. So it's not like a surprise that was there, though, because he was like the most agile edge rusher we've seen in years. Like, it was historic how agile he was. So it makes sense that he's able to add a spin move to his game. That would just be a sensible counter to add what he is. And also, he's like, even coming out, like he could get off the ball, but I don't think you felt it as much in college as now we felt it in the NFL. Like
The
now
way
that
he
you dial
does
that
it
in, yeah,
is
so
so
nasty.
athletic too. Yeah,
It's so nasty.
like it's like he drops dead weight, like he's almost gonna sit down. You know, like when he hits it, it looks like he's sitting down.
Yeah,
Like
it's
me,
crazy.
I'd fall down. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm not an NFL athlete, but I feel like even when I was in shape, like, I don't know if I'd pull that one off. You know, I don't know. It's sick. It is sick.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad we have. So I was saying, glad we have that guy. Let's do. That's actually, I think we could do that before we get to a draft because I'm not like for me like. No, we don't gotta do no spin. But no, I think like I want to hear like if I put you on a spot right now, and just like I'm gonna name off some dudes, and I want to kind of like get a rough ranking from you, from them. Maybe you could do it all like however, like if you think this is how I'd rank them, or like this is what the Lions would do. Okay. So let's just take Abdul Carter out of it for a second. Let's also take Mike Green out of it. Let's do that because I think it's that next group that's most likely that all these guys could get there.
Okay.
So let's take Ezeiruaku. Let's throw him in there with Mykel Williams. Let's throw him in there with Shamar Stewart.
Okay.
And then wherever, honestly, you want to go, let's throw James Pearson there too. We got those 4. And then give me a 5th. So like rank those 4 and then throw a 5th in there, whoever you want to throw in there. And I can list all names if you need me to.
All right. In this terms of fit to Lions or just ranking them as just pure edge rushers?
Do both. Unless they're the same.
Okay. For the Lions, I would rank Shamar number 1.
I'll show it on the screen. That way people can see it. But yeah, go ahead.
I'd rank Shamar number 1. I'd rank Mykel Williams number 2. This is for the Lions specifically. Lions specifically, I know it's like this might sound crazy, but I'd probably Nick Gordon number 3 because again we're thinking of bigger body guys that collapse the pocket. Princely, no, James Pierce Jr. because he may put some weight on that, so he'll be my 4, and then Princely number 5.
Dang, that's interesting. Okay, I didn't think you'd go Princely. Okay, so
he's long, he's bendy, and I feel like I don't know. Just something to work with. He don't really play the run well, but I was just thinking of bigger body guys. Who are your 5?
All right, my bad. Can you do the 5 again, or I can throw them on the screen?
Yeah. Shamar.
Okay, Shamar. This is your first guy out of that. Okay.
Yep, Shamar's my number 1.
Sense.
Mykel Williams, my number 2.
Okay. And you went Pierce, and then you went Princely.
Yeah, Pierce. Oh no! I went Scorton, Pierce, Princely.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just flip it. It's fine. We'll just get the.
Wait, are you drafting these guys off the board?
Yeah, I'm just drafting so I can see them. They used to have like this. I don't know if they still have it, but I know in the past they like where you could build your big boards on there. I don't know if that's still a thing though. So I'm like, let me just so I can show it on the screen. Like, draft them, I guess. I don't know. Just draft them in an order there. And then so this would be who you left out there. Wait, so you left Ezeiruaku off there. So you're doing this is your 5 or this is for the Lions?
For the Lions.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm thinking bigger body guys, collapse pocket. I know Princely's not really a collapse pocket type of guy, but he's like 6'4". I feel like maybe how old is Princely? Can you click on that?
Yeah.
Do you know how to pronounce that last name, by the way?
Yeah. Uman Yellen.
Uman Yellen. Okay, so he's 23. So maybe that's not a guy you're teaching to collapse the pocket. He's a little older than I thought.
Yeah, I'm definitely lower on Princely. When my stuff is much lower on Princely.
So I mean, shit.
5-year senior. Yeah.
Big body, collapsing pocket. Tell me if I'm crazy. I know he's a little bit stiff, but Landon Jackson?
I don't think that's crazy.
Can I replace Princely with Landon Jackson?
Yeah, I think that makes a ton of sense.
Because we're not a defensive line that's entirely reliable on the bend. You know, you could just be a big fella.
Now Houston brought that though, and now like it was cool at one point. That stretch with Houston and Hutch was something though. So like if you could get that back, I would have hated it. Because Houston would have worked out. That on paper was kind of awesome when he had him. It's like, dude, we got like because we always have we have the Pascals, we have the Levi's, we got the power guys. You like throw that dude and just kind of throws a complete wrinkle and everything. I think that's kind of awesome.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's why I think you can see him doing in like 3rd, 4th later get you a DPR guy. Get like a Kyle Kennard out of South Carolina or something,
Mm-hmm. I like Kennard too. I like Kennard more than I like Princely. So,
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I like him. I like him too.
Okay.
Who are your 5 for the Lions?
For the Lions. So I would put Mykel 1 out of this group. I'm trying to think. Nah, see, this throws me out. Okay, hold up. Let me get my list pulled up. Y'all should save your live mock draft. See if you pick any of those players. See if you pick any of those. Oh, see if the Lions draft any of them. I think that's you're looking at. Is that what he's saying? Whatever.
What, true favor?
Yeah. What does that mean?
He's saying we should save our mocks to see if we grab any. Like if the Lions draft a guy, we could like replay our take on it or something. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, right before the draft, I do like a predictive one. So like I'll predict like before.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And now the thing is, PFF doesn't save them, but Walk the Mock does. I noticed that today. Walk the Mock actually saves your mock draft.
Are they paying you to say these things?
No, man, no. And I'm actually disappointed, Easy, because like they're not doing their creator mock again this year, probably because it just takes so dang long. They're not doing it this year, so we, at some point we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna make something happen there. And then seeing today that they had it random 8 p.m. and half the people are filled up, I'm getting fired up, Easy, because I'm like, hey, we're getting close to April. These are gonna probably be a thing. People are gonna start like signing up for this stuff. So I'm believing.
Ryan T, which I like this comment. I've always thought Aiden Hutchinson always paired well with this, even going back to college. What?
Yeah. I gotta take a step back. All right, just real quick. Like Mykel Williams would be 2. I'd put Jalen Walker 1, and I don't know like if you'd have him in there. I don't know where people. I'd consider him as an edge, so I put him 1 just to get that rolling. Jalen Walker would be 1. Then I put Mykel 2 for the Lions.
What? How old is he? 21.
Jalen Walker, I think he's 21. Yeah, he's in that range. I can get it pulled
6'2", like 240.
Yeah. Well, he's 6'2", 245 for your junior, so he's 2021.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're not.
That's amazing.
I don't know.
I was telling people.
A lot of people are high on him, and I'm not, to be honest with you. I think
he's gonna be special.
I think if you, I think he's like a homeless player. Like he's got nowhere to like. Where is he? Is he a linebacker? Is he an edge?
He's an edge.
Is he? You think he's in UK? Okay. Is he? He's a very undersized edge with a limited pass set, a limited bag.
You think he's got a limited bag? He's got 32-inch arms. I can get away with that at edge.
Shorter arms. Like I think this might be. I'm smelling.
Oh my! You got to do this zoomed in. You about to say some crazy stuff zoomed in. You clip this, my man. Go ahead.
Bust? I smell bust. It could be burnt toast.
Crazy.
I could be going out here soon.
Definitely burnt toast. It's not bust. I don't know what you smell.
Bust. I smell bust with Jalen Walker, dude. I'm just saying, bro. We'll see.
Yeah. No, we definitely will
play him. You're 6'2", 32-inch arms, and 240. You're playing the edge in the NFL?
Yeah, absolutely.
Show me that prototype. Yeah. Show me it.
Donovan Ezeiruaku.
In the NFL. In the NFL. Donovan Ezeiruku has 34-inch arms.
He's a stand-up outside linebacker in the NFL. He's got a bag. I think he's got a way deeper bag.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can see him in a 3-4.
Yeah, he's an outside linebacker. I'm just rush.
I'm just like to be gushing over. Number 1 for the Lions?
Yeah. Because like that is one. Like he's the guy where I can make the exception. Like I don't get there with Ezeiruaku as much. Like I would make the exception with Walker, where I'm just like, I think he's the top 10 player. Like I don't care. Like
a lot of people like him. Maybe I'll have to watch some stuff with you.
Yeah, we could do it together. That'll be our thing. Because last time we drafted him, and that was a struggle. Like I feel like like we came to the agreement, we made the trade, and then it was still a struggle to make the pick happen. We made it happen.
No bust.
I've already got it in, so it's like it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like here we are. So we can always go back and clip that. This is good though. I'm glad we have this because if we do watch together at some point, we'll see how opinions change.
Is there a pro comp? Do you hate pro comps, by the way?
No, I don't hate him. I'm not very good at it. Because I don't. Yeah, because here's the problem. I don't think I've been following the draft heavy enough for enough years to do it. Like anybody that come with a comp is either a line or he's a guy from the last few years. So that's where I struggle. Like I can't pull back.
Aquaman, we're live.
Remember this guy? Go.
No, I'm sorry. There's comments, guys. Aquaman, like we're talking to each other. We can't just stop to read your comments, brother. I mean,
oh yeah. No, we're live.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're not live.
Yeah, this is all.
It's pre-recorded.
I'm a crisis actor. This is all an illusion.
How you doing? Did he sit?
Welcome
Did he?
to
My bad.
No,
I'm kind of reading your stuff. We're just.
If I'll be honest with you guys, I'll put you like this.
We'll get back to it.
If you want your stuff read,
he's talking crazy. I got to get on him.
Super chat. It'll bring it up in bright red colors, but like right now, like we're talking. Like I don't like, gotta be honest.
Okay. So yeah. Okay, wait. I don't remember where we're at, but yeah, number one. Because number one is Jalen Walker. Let's just get that.
Yeah,
The only reason he's put him at one is because we forgot
pro comp. That's where we're at. That's why I was getting to it.
Yeah. Who comes to mind? Micah Parsons. That's my pro comp. That's mine.
What?
Yep.
I don't know.
He's gonna be like Micah Parsons. Yeah. Let me actually. You know what I want to do? I want to get what his measurables were. Just like real quick, coming out. Let me grab him.
Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
31.5-inch arms.
That's
6'3", 246.
Oh, that's really interesting.
You win.
Well, I don't win because that's a crazy. You know what I mean? Like that's not not the same guy. Basically the same guy. He's Micah Parsons. So,
sorry, big man. No, I'm not giving you. No, I'm not telling you. I'm just saying if you guys want it to be read, like don't cry for it to be read. If you want it to be read, super chat and we'll see it. I'm not telling you I got to pay money, but so I'm not talking to you specifically. I'm just. My man Aquaman was kind of tripping about his stuff not getting read, but like we're having a conversation. I can't just stop the conversation. Just, I don't know. Maybe I'm mean. I'm mean.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, look, here's the thing. I'm live streaming, so if they super chat on my channel, I'm mad at it. You know what I mean? Aquaman. Forget him. Hey, come over. No, I'm playing. Who's on? Oh, I'm on my same page. That just like real quick. I saw DT Fan Man. He's not feeling Mykel Williams, and I do understand this. Like I do. Like I can get this, and he also has very limited snaps. But one, I think he fits the lines perfectly. Now I don't think he's going to get the 28, so I think you'd have to move up to get him. I think he fits the line perfectly. I also think, and as you put it in, hardworking motor, that kind of thing. I think that his explosion is okay. Like I have it slightly above average, too good. Like I think that's where he's at. So I think I hear what he's saying. Like I don't think he's ultra explosive, but I also don't think there's I've had a ton of guys where I've went that high with it. Like Shamar Stewart's one that I think is very explosive, but I don't think there's a ton of guys that even fall there for me. But his play strength is great. Like it's fantastic. And then also I think that he's still a good pass rusher. I wish he would have had more snaps that had something to build on, maybe played in a little bit of a different role. But I also think that with him, it's kind of like what Easy said with the production. I think that he is one that's not there yet, so it may take a minute. And that's where I think Mykel Williams actually works because we have Pascal and Levi. It's like, I'll put him at defensive end, and I can rotate him. But I think if you looked at him and you said, okay, give a year. If we gave a year, where are these guys going to be at? Like, who has the best chance in a year? I think in a year, you could walk away. He's the best pass rusher outside of Abdul Carter in this class. Like, I think you could walk away. He's the number 2 edge rusher in this class. It may just take a year. So that's where I'm at with it. No, you're good. You're good on that. This dog. There you go. There you go. Cook your dog. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. So I think you're not alone on that. I just don't know if I'm on the
for Mykel
train. But in fairness to him, and if you're watching him for like the athletic burst and stuff like that, he did have an ankle injury.
He had an ankle injury. You know what's the weird
left
thing?
Ankle injury
all year long, and he played through it.
Mm-hmm.
Weird thing.
I'm going to be alone on guys.
Well, he goes. Now he's definitely fit. I didn't even think about that. Now he's even more of a fit. That's actually true. It is true. I also think this. I'm alone on this. I thought he looked more explosive last year, and they say he had the ankle injury than he did in 2023. So, like, when I hear they're like, "Oh, well, hey, if he was healthy, he would look crazy," I'm like, I actually thought he looked better last year. So I'm like hoping like maybe he's got even. I thought he looked better last year. I thought he played faster, so I think he looked more explosive because of that reason. But yeah, I mean, and so he said he played at 60%. I think the coach said that too, or like he backed his comments on that. And then the numbers, think about this. He's got an 11% pass rush win rate according to PFF. James Pierce had 23 last season. And James Pierce was like top I think he was number 2 in FBS by that number. So that kind of like aligns your range of that's understanding. But here's the difference: when Trayvon Walker came out, right, kind of similar type of range. Trayvon Walker went 1. We're not talking about 20. Right? If Lions trade up to go get him at some point, it's like, all right, that makes sense. You're not taking the dude at 1. If we were trying to make the case for Mykel at 1, I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. But it's the same thing about Trayvon at 1. It's like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. But if you had Trayvon Walker and he came out in this draft and Lions ended up getting him, you'd be like, hey, Trayvon Walker now where he's at, he's a pretty darn good player for Jacksonville. It just took a time. Like I could see those guys just because of where he's coming from. It's going to take a second, but I love what it could be. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I wasn't a Trayvon Walker guy, but I obviously ended up being wrong. I still don't think he was number 1 overall. I still don't know if that was...
No, you're not wrong. You just take number 1 was crazy. He's just a good player.
Yeah, number 1 was crazy. Because I didn't see nothing... Call me... I mean, I don't know. I'll probably off on this. You could disagree with this at all. And again, I already admitted my bias in it. I like Shamar's tape better than I like Trayvon's tape.
I'm trying to remember back.
But Trayvon played a lot of 3-tech. Like he was inside a lot.
Yeah.
He's also around like a star-studded cast at Georgia too, so it's tough to like measure what was really like him versus the pieces around him too. But so you're right. But I'm with you though, 100%. Like the investment in itself, moving to 20 to grab that is like could be a home run pick.
So right. Yeah, no, I mean, look. So right now, because we were starting to hear like if I just took all of that out of it from what I went through. So I'd have Jalen Walker 1, and we take the top 2 out. Jalen Walker 1, and then I'd have Mykel Williams 2, James Pierce would be 3, Ezeiruaku would be 4, Shamar Stewart would be 5. That'd be how I'd align that.
Oh, do that again. I apologize.
No, you're good.
For the line.
This is how I have it in general,
okay.
And then I would have to separate because in general I'd have Jalen Walker 1, Mykel Williams 2, James Pierce 3, Ezeiruaku 4, and then Shamar Stewart 5. And that's just the player. Like I'm not really taking too much of the off the field.
So you're taking the smaller guys. What are you doing with them? What do you think they do with them?
For the Lions, I'd probably I could see flipping Shamar Stewart and Ezeiruaku. I'm not sure where I'm at with Pierce because I actually think Pierce could fit the Lions. Like I think it could actually make some sense. Yeah. I think he could fit.
He's like 6'5". Like you could make sense of it.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like I didn't ever feel, and maybe I'll have to watch even more. Like I never felt with James Pierce like that. He wasn't like because people question like, does he bring the nastiness? But to your point, like I think he's a little bit above average in play strength. Like I think he's got enough there.
Yeah,
I think there's enough there. But I also do would understand completely the Lions like, oh no, we want something more. We want like super. Play strength is way better. We want something a little bit more. I'd get that. I think he measures out better to what you're saying. He's 6'5", 245. He's a 3-year junior. I think he measures out better.
His burst is so crazy. I feel like he could put on the weight and still be effective.
Yeah. I could see that. And my man says he's one guy that I think could like from what I had like grades wise. Like I think he rivals what you get up there with Shamar Stewart. Like in just terms of first step explosion. Like I think he gets close.
Yeah.
I don't think he's there, but I think he's close. He's pretty close in that sense. I think Jalen Walker is the other guy that's like I'd put him up there too.
So what do the Lions do with him?
Who?
Just put him on the edge. Just.
James Pierce or Walker?
Walker.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Like, I don't have a good answer for it. Like, I don't know. Not exactly sure.
Mykel I did not know Mykel was that little.
Yeah, I don't know. And
I thought he had longer arms for sure.
He's the exception for me. Like, I'm making the exception. I'll just figure it out.
I guess the arms don't even matter though. I'm off the arm argument because
we're not talking about tackles easy. What are you doing? All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. When I first started doing draft coverage, that was the thing. Like, oh, hey, Hutchinson,
because of Hutchinson. Yep.
Yeah, and everyone made such a big deal about it. 3 years forward, it's not a big deal at all. So you know what? I'm done looking at people's arms. I might like it if a guy has longer arms, but I'm not knocking a guy for shorter arms.
See, so I think that what you got to look for is like, do you watch him? Do you feel it? And then you go to look because like I'm with you. Like I don't really look at much things until I see it. I go height, weight, and then I watch him. So it's like, do I feel it in a good or bad way? And then I can kind of go off of that. Because like I felt with Pierce, like, oh, length feels okay here. Then you look at it, all right, this is fine. I can make that work. So and real quick, the DT fan man, because he's been on scoring. Yeah, shout out. We did our last mock on Draftaholics. You should check it out. I took him to Denver, so he didn't even get to us with Nick Scorton. I thought of you when I made the pick, so I was like, all right, DT fan man would love this. Well, not really because he didn't go to the Lions, but you'd love it that I gave him some love. There you go.
My favorite line to say.
Scorton?
Or hurting for Scorton.
Hurting for
that.
Skirting.
What?
Maybe it is Skirting. Maybe Maybe he's skirting. I don't know. I've never looked it up. I'm just kind of guessing. Skirt. Is it skirting? Wait a minute.
Have you seen 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Overrated.
She was hurting for a Nick Scorton.
Hey, that smells like a little bit overrated. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at it. Wait, 40-Year-Old Virgin overrated or Nick Scorton overrated?
Yeah, no, 40-Year-Old Virgin, not Nick Scorton. 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Great movie. You're out of your rocker.
A little overrated.
You're out of your rocker.
I feel like no one else really agrees with that, but that's where I'm with.
I love that movie. Jack Sawyer, I saw in the comments from Neil Ebner.
I like Jack Sawyer.
He's like my edge 15.
Whoa, hold up. He's my he'd be right below Stewart for me.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and I actually think he fits the Lions, which is a big benefit for him.
All right, I'm listening.
Like, okay, so let me get his exact measurables. I think the Lions would not take him round 1. There's no shot. But I think if you told me they sat Pat and they took where they got Drake Straw last year, because other people were going to be, I think, all over the place. I think it's very bundled up. He's 6'4". He's 260 pounds. His best asset to me was play strength. He's got the highest grade of a pure edge for me of play strength of anybody. I think it's great. If we're talking about what would mesh perfectly with Hutchinson, I think they would do that because number one, I think it makes him better against the run. They could see that. He's not super agile, so he's gonna have to lean on being a pocket pusher. And I don't think that like his movement skills and agility is going to make him as like let's just make him like an outside linebacker that drops a ton. Like I get he had an interception, he took it back and he did a couple of those things, but I don't think you want him in that role as much. He's gonna have to be a pocket pusher. The finishing isn't fantastic with Marcus Davenport. Is he a great finisher? Is that what we think of? Not really. So I could see the path where like you're not drafting him in round 1. He doesn't have enough of the traits. He also doesn't have the production that backs it up either. But if he fell a little bit and the Lions chilled and they say they were sitting there at 60, whatever the heck their second round pick is, and they just
60.
chilled there and took him, because he was sitting there, I could see that.
I see him second.
Yeah.
Second, early third. Yeah, I guess I'm chasing the dream of like the sexy, superstar guy. I gotta let that go.
Should. No, you should. Jalen Walker, you should chase it. Just make it happen. I'm still chasing Walker. Still watching highlights. Like, hey, Shamar Stewart. Why not? Yeah, you can chase that. It makes sense. It's fine. Okay. So, man, that was a lot. Do you want to do a quick mock draft for the Lions? Is that what you want to do? It. Okay. All right. And if you got a dip or something, just let me know because I know we're starting late here.
So what up, Lisa?
I'm going to tell you about a guy. Easy. That before we really get into this, I got to tell you about a guy that I'm like, the more I'm watching, I'm thinking this is going to make a ton of sense. And this is weird because, like, for me, like, the Senior Bowl was like kind of my first impression for so many of these dudes, so I was not high on him. Wyatt Millam. I don't know if you brought him up. Someone else made in the chat. West Virginia. He played tackle. I think he's absolutely going to guard.
Yeah.
So let's see if he's going to flip spots because I think he'll go to left guard because he was left tackle.
Yeah.
The more I watch him, I think that looks like a Lion. Like
for
I think.
Sure.
Okay, so you feel the same way?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, he was right tackle, moved to left tackle. He's got shorter arms. Probably gonna play guard. I think I had a buddy interviewed him at the combine, and he said he's training to play guard right now as we speak. So he already knows he's gonna be in the NFL. It's gonna be a guard situation for sure. And yeah, I think he's a Detroit Lion as well.
Okay, so we're on the same page. That was easy. Okay, yeah, Wyatt Millam. Yeah, I think he'd make sense for the line. Now, at some point, I'm gonna do probably my next video is probably gonna be a short one on him, but I think he makes sense. That's where I got to with it last couple of days. And then also Jahdae Barron, was like, let me dive into this a little bit more with Charles D. That's why I put him in the thumbnail. I get it, like I do. So I don't think he's gonna get there, but I get it. Like I get why.
Yeah. You think he's more of a nickel?
Yeah, I think he has to be a nickel to be honest, or a safety. You know what I mean? And actually, I heard some measurement thing today. I thought it was interesting. He'd have the shortest arms of any NFL cornerback if he played wide. So he went wide for this last year. He'd be an outlier. I would put him in the slot because of that. But I also think it's a role for the Lions. Like if Brian Merritt's going to stay at safety, like I wouldn't hate that. All right, get it. Put him in there. So I think we're actually one of the weird teams that could fit. And if that leads to a path where he just starts falling because of that.
Yeah. Shout out to Trout Runner JC, by the way, too. This time, don't have the Saints pick Genty. It ruined the entire thing.
He found me over from Draftaholics for that? Is that what this was? I think
you did that to me too.
Oh, I did that to you? Oh, dang.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I did that to you.
Mm-hmm. I was like, here he comes. Ben Johnson's getting his guy.
Wait, time out. So Wait, do you want to do an NFL? We can do an NFL one instead. I mean, I'm
Let's do
good
both.
with either. Hey, it's on you. Your time. I'm on your timeline here, easy. Because
My
appreciate you
household
joining, man.
is,
It's
I'm
late.
pretty sure, asleep right now.
Okay.
There's one person that's out working.
Let's do that. Let's do an NFL mock. That way we have it. And then if we want to do Lion Sting, we'll do Lion Sting.
You want to do all 32 3-rounder? Not right.
I'll do a 2-rounder depending on how fast it's going. You know what I mean? But all right, let's do it. Let's do it. I'll open it up and see how far we can go. But let's do an NFL mock. Jay, you with that? Because I do want to do a react. I do want to react to mocks at some point. So I think if we have this in the bank, it makes it easier when we react to just Lions mocks. Because I'm not like going to react to a guy's 7-round mock. I don't want to. All right, here we go. Let's do this.
7-round, 32 teams.
Send them in, baby.
Let me just go eat all my Adderall real quick, and we'll get it done.
I feel like you need to use PFF for this. We could use Walk the Mockies. You shout to Walk the Mock. Use code in the description.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
Use code Dion.
Not a sponsor. Just use the code. If you like codes, that's the code.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jay. Y'all can see this though, right? Like I always feel like this is hard to see. Okay, we'll go back and forth. I think that's the best way to do it.
Who was first last time?
I don't
care.
That's
you decide. I don't care actually.
All right, let me let you go first.
I'll go first.
Real quick though, big news: Giants signed Russell Wilson today, so that does shake this up. That's gonna make
Patriots also signed Stephon Diggs.
I had the Saints last time, so I was pick 9.
Okay, so I'll still avoid that. I'll take number 1 overall, and we will select Cam Ward out of Miami.
See, this pick doesn't make any sense to me, but you make.
I agree, but it's just what. Are we doing what we would do, or what we think is gonna happen? Let's do what we think is gonna happen.
Okay.
Is that cool or no?
I think you can mix both. Easy. You do it. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I think this makes a ton of sense. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'd probably give Will Levis another chance, but I understand like you may not get another opportunity at a Cam Ward, so go ahead and get your quarterback. Also, it did feel like at times the head coach for Tennessee hated Will Levis. You could just see him on the sideline, just like disgusted. What was his name?
Callahan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bill Callahan.
No, he was on his neck. Even in pressers, he was on his neck. And I think the more time goes on, the more it's like, yeah, they are positioning themselves with the way they're just building this team. Like, we're going to draft the quarterback. Like, we're not doing this. So we're drafting the quarterback. We're taking Cam Ward. And, the Giants getting Russell Wilson, I think this makes even more sense now. Like, now they're going to do it. Like, I feel like that for sure. And I also think now I'm pick 2 Cleveland. I think they're cool with rolling with Kenny Pickett. Like, and honestly, if there's a team that I'm like, who could make it work that's really bad, I'd bet on the Browns, dude. Like, Kevin Stefanski could make this work. So, I mean, they could make him look a lot better. They would be the team outside of Minnesota from what we know. It's like, if there was a guy that could maybe give him a Sam Darnold year, I would bet on Kevin Stefanski doing it. He just feels like the kind of guy that could make this happen. So, I think they're okay with not taking their quarterback here. There you go. Yeah, I mean, they in the playoffs with Joe Flacco, and then Joe Flacco, who did he go to? Indy next, and it was like a disaster or something like that.
I mean, Jackson Dart, 2nd round.
Dude, I think they're cool with chilling. I don't think they feel like they need to take a quarterback here. And one of our earlier mocks, I had him take Milroe. I had him trade back into the 1st round because if you do look at it, depending on how it goes, they have 33, so they could move just one spot to get the 5th-year option at the end of the round if they wanted to try to make that swing with Philly. I think Philly would be very open to doing that. So. But no, I think they're going to chill, and I think more time goes on, I think Abdul Carter just makes sense. You grab Abdul Carter, you put him next to Myles Garrett, and they need a number 2 edge rusher, and I think this would be fantastic. It's a fantastic duo. So there you go.
I agree.
This is where things.
I know they signed Russell Wilson, but I've read that would not discourage them from drafting Shedeur Sanders
and Winston.
And Winston. I do think, though, if you're looking at Joe Shane and Dabble, I think the Russell Wilson signing was like a clear, we need to do something or we're probably not going to have a job next year. Like, that's where they're at. Yeah. And as an owner, you're a fool for just allowing them to even do this draft. I can't believe Joe Shane has a job after the Saquon Barkley debacle, but if you're an owner, you got to force the hand in Shedeur Sanders. And that's what I think is going to happen. I think John, what's his name? John
Joe-
Moore, John something.
Their owner?
Yeah,
That sounds
that's
right.
gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah.
It's a really basic, very memorable name, and I cannot off the top of my head.
John
John Cusack.
John
Just kidding.
David.
Johnny Appleseed.
John
John
Mara.
Mara. John
There
Mara.
you go.
Thank
There
you.
you go. That's not a normal last name, I feel like. Is that a
Yeah.
normal last name?
John Mara?
Yeah.
No, memorable last name. Memorable last name.
Memorable. Okay.
I think that's what I was trying to say there. Ryan T, they're going to go blue chip player at 3, trade back up for Shedeur, trade back and get picks in Shedeur.
I wonder if now they'd move out at 3. But I'll let you do your thing, then I'll say what I think they'll do.
Does anybody want to pick up the phone and give me a call?
I was thinking about it, and like I don't think it's gonna like I was thinking, okay, you have to pick for the Jets, by the way. So I was like, well, maybe the Jets would do something here. Or maybe the Saints. Like the Saints
Jets
might actually be bold, right? Go get their guy. Derek Carr could be on the block. Could the Giants make a swing for? I don't know, like if they could financially make it work, but could that be like a team? Something crazy happened where they took Derek Carr on, probably not after Russell Wilson, but and then they had to move it up there. Saints get their quarterback. Like at some point, it makes sense for them to take a massive swing.
That'd be
I think
crazy.
that's interesting. But you want both those picks.
Crazy. I don't hate it.
See, I think it makes a ton of sense. I think they should be looking at it. And then you have Arizona. I don't think they would do that for Shedeur. I don't think that makes sense. But I think the Saints, like the way that they constantly build and they're not just like tearing everything down.
You know who trained Shedeur Sanders? It's Tom Brady, who is co-owner of the Raiders. Do the Raiders want to make a trade?
Yeah.
To grab Shedeur Sanders.
Raiders have a quarterback, right? Like, they didn't trade for Geno?
Geno Smith.
Yeah. Okay. No, I could see why that would, you could see that. And now actually that would make sense. Putting Shedeur behind Geno, I don't think it's a bad idea.
Oh, he's bad at all.
I think that makes sense. Those two could kind of complement each other, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to be honest with you. Yeah.
I am going to go ahead. Then I'm going to take Shedeur Sanders off the board. If you don't have any of your teams want to move up and grab him,
okay,
I'll grab him myself. I am going to lock her in.
All right, I'm going to ask you if you want to lock it in before I do it. That way we don't have to like, oh man, I would have took it.
Yeah. You're good.
And also, just like if you want me to move around the board, let me know.
Turn the
I would
card
have
in.
taken Shedeur. I mean, not Shedeur. I've taken Travis Hunter for sure from this team after getting Russ.
Predictive. Yeah. I still think John Mara forced their hand. I know exactly what Joe Shane and Dabble, what they're going to want to do is grab what you said, Hunter.
Yeah.
But John Mara's like, I need to sell some I'm sorry for swearing. I need to sell some jerseys. That's what he said in the HBO series. Who are we going to sell jerseys of if we let go of Saquon? How about winning games?
That's what I'm saying. That's why you take Travis Hunter. Hunter and Neighbors on offense. That's fun, man.
Yeah.
Or you put him at
Predictive
corner.
mock though. I know how John Mara thinks. He's going to grab Shedeur Sanders for the money grab.
Wow. Okay. All right.
And the possibility is good. I think he'll be like a good like point guard type quarterback where he's just hitting the open guy. Nothing crazy, no crazy arm. He's not super athletic. He's just making the right play.
Yeah, man. I hear what you're saying. I definitely don't see it happening, but I hear what you're saying. Not now. Like I definitely could have seen it happen in an hour, a couple hours ago, but not now.
Yeah.
I got to feel like they kind of locked themselves in with 2 quarterbacks. They locked themselves in because now it's like, yo, you can still get a quarterback. But what if they win? What if they did this easy? Go off the rails. They take Jalen Milroe later. Because now it's like, yo, we got 2 vets. Because like it would make sense, I think, to have 2 veteran quarterbacks behind a guy that's like, yo, if our starter got hurt and we had to go to a backup, it's not Jalen Milroe. Like we could go to Shedeur if our guy was hurt. We could be like, hey, that's the path. But it's like you got 2 veterans. Now it makes sense to go to a guy that's like way far away. Now they got an actual backup. Like if they had to go to Milroe, they'd be like, yeah, this is not it. We might sign someone before we go to Milroe year 1. I don't know. That's how I'm looking at it. Okay. Now we're on to New England. And I know like a lot of my New England guy, he wants offensive line. So this was to me, this is a trade spot. When I did it, and I still think it makes sense, I think Carolina should be on the phone like crazy to go get Travis Hunter. Like if I'm, with what Bryce Young did, like I would be making that happen.
I agree. Yeah.
Make that flip. I still think it makes sense. I want to do that still.
Okay.
If we're on board with it. Like if we're okay.
All right.
Because it is my pick, so I don't want to like cheat myself here, but I feel like this is the move.
I'll be Carolina.
Okay, you be Carolina. All right. Yeah, I guess you make the offer then.
These are 4 picks. This is a top 5 pick though, so it is extra valuable.
Yeah.
I still need to build a team because I think we saw a flash of something. Can I give you this year's number 8 and next year's second round pick?
Ooh. I just want something this year. All right. If I'm going to sell it to the Patriots, like I
Mhm.
need something this year. You know what I mean?
All right,
Like
how
you
about
can do that, but
140 from New York?
I honestly, like as the here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. We'll make this. You give me the future second.
Okay.
You all right? See, I like this better, just from their perspective. I would like something higher and then something later next year. But I actually think we can make this shake. I think we make this happen. Easy. This is good.
Okay.
We can make this work. All right, we'll make the deal.
I think that might have been the first trade you and I've actually ever.
Yeah,
made.
we don't. I don't need to overthink that. Travis Hunter right there.
I love that for Carolina. I think that makes a ton of sense.
It's amazing.
They need a cornerback and they need a wide receiver.
They would play him at both. They're one of the teams that'd be like, dude, do both, whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't think they'd have any problem with that. Be
Yeah.
unique, be special. Go ahead. Because I think that team, like, is one of the teams that could buy into, like, let's just do something crazy. We saw what Bryce Young was doing. We didn't think that was going to happen. Let's do something crazy. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders becomes the new head coach of the New York Giants next year. Boom.
There you go. Okay. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. This is definitely the owner forcing this pick. He might be thinking that way. Like, hold up. We don't care if we're good this year, dog. I'm getting my guy next year. Okay.
Now, Jacksonville is very interesting because I feel like they need an offensive line still. And for some reason, there's just not a need on this paper for them to get an offensive. That's crazy to me, to be honest with you. My trip, I mean, huh?
You saying to go offensive line? There's not a guy.
I feel like it is, but I don't know if there's anybody like worth taking number 5 overall,
So I could see them taking Will Campbell. Like, I understand Membu's jumping up there. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought, I was thinking about this on the drive to the high school stuff today. The more I'm like, somebody's gonna have to take a stance. Like, we don't care that his length is what it is. We believe in him.
Mm-hmm.
They have Walker Little, I think, is their left tackle right now. Walker Little, I think, I could have been wrong. I was just thinking, like, on the drive, like, I think Walker Little had some issues with that as well. I could see them being fine with, like, yo, he's a tackle. Like, forget the length for a second, dude. Dude can play. We got to get Trevor Lawrence right. We'll take him. And it's going to take one team to take that stand where they're okay with it. It doesn't check out all the measurables. He's got almost 34-inch arms. So, yeah, it's different. But yeah. I could see them take it.
Will Campbell has almost 34-inch arms?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's got like 32 and 5/8 or something.
Okay.
Walker Little's got almost
32 inch.
Yeah,
34 inch arms.
But I could still see him taking him.
How long are Membu's arms?
34 inches at least. I think. Let me get the exact numbers, but he's got good length. That's why people think he can stay tackle now.
And do you think Membu would be better for like a zone?
Like, I think Membu's a really nice zone. Oh no, he's got 33.5 inches for Membu. I think Membu's really good. I think he's a scheme versatile run blocker. But I also think Will Campbell would be pretty good for zone too, because I think he moves so well.
Yeah. Because I would go Campbell had they not signed Patrick McCarry and Robert Hainsey.
But
which are two interior guys, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Membu here. Just because I think he is more likely to become a tackle than Will Campbell. I think Will Campbell could still play tackle, but I think it's also up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going this high, he has to play tackle, it feels like. Like at first, like I think you said that, like at first play him at tackle and just see. If you're gonna take him at 5, dude, you gotta put him at tackle first.
Yeah.
But I could also see where it's like, but if we don't think his run's gonna work and we want to take a lineman, do we feel safer that Membu would actually translate better to guard? Like, I could see that argument. Because I could see concerns
for not taking Mason Graham there.
I always take Mason Graham there, but I don't think so. I don't think it's crazy to go a line.
Yeah.
I think the closer we're getting, the more I'm thinking offensive line actually makes a ton of sense for them to get that
offensive head coach.
Right. Yeah, and also
the Rams.
The way that they fit the offseason, like it hasn't been like over aggressive spending. I think they've actually taken a pretty smart approach. They feel like they're going to go trenches and kind of go like let's build this up the right way.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be flashy. So either way, it's not flashy. I don't think it's going to be flashy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I like it. I don't have an issue with that, especially the position. I like that. Okay, Raiders, everybody's taking running back here. We which would be easier than me just doing it at the Saints if I just got it done now. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? I really should. I really should.
The Raiders need everything, it feels like.
They do, man. That's where I'm because so we know Brady's there, but I'm thinking with this, right? Like, I still think this would be interesting to put Mason Graham here. I think if you had Mason Graham and Christian Wilkins on the interior, and you had Max Crosby, defensive end with Malcolm Kuntz, okay, that is nasty. Like, that is nasty, bro. You could do it. It is not crazy. You could make it make a lot of sense. Like, yeah, we put best player available. We took Mason Graham. And I get the Genty idea. It makes a ton of sense. But dude, you're in a good running back class. Like, why do that? Why not just like have the most loaded defensive line? And that's what I'm going to do. Give me Mason Graham. That's a nasty.
I would do the same thing. Yeah. I agree with you.
All right.
Another very interesting pick where they need everyone.
For sure.
I've been taking Mimbu here, typically because I have been going Mason Graham in 5 as well. I also like Tyler Warren.
Mm-hmm.
But do you go tight end at 7? Is that like?
I've seen it a lot.
Yeah,
I have seen it a lot.
I think I'm gonna take Will Campbell.
Ooh. Okay.
Is that crazy?
No, I'm just disappointed. I was absolutely going to take that with the Patriots. Now that Mimbu and Campbell are gone, like, dude, this makes the trade back tough. You moved back and you didn't get a lot. You didn't get one of the top 2. You locking this in? Yeah, I'm hurting right now.
Yeah, it's between he and Tyler Warren, but like, let's let Justin Fields develop. Let's give him some protection. Give me Will Campbell.
All right. Dang. Yeah, that's sorry. No, it's all good. We just got to adapt, but it's just like that's unfortunate. Like, I feel like that's super unfortunate because I still could take a line, but it feels tough because now we got to adapt. And
what up though, Jumbo?
Wouldn't this be something? I'm gonna lock it in. Ashton Genty.
Wow, I don't hate that.
No, like, and it's
I don't hate that at all.
The guy who's making this happen, just rode with Derrick Henry for as long as he did. They got an upgrade at quarterback now.
Yeah.
And today they made the big move for Stephon Diggs, which grabbed their receiver, which they've had, they had 2 really good receivers at the best, so they could make the case.
Opening up some play action would help out a young quarterback a lot.
They need a running back, man. Like, Stevenson's their top running back. Let's get a running back. And he's one of the good, if there is a dude that could carry a lot of workload, which he did in college, which isn't always ideal, but he did, Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I don't hate that.
I like this. This is fun. I like this one. Okay.
I do. I do. Too.
Now, unfortunately, you don't have the guy. This is no longer a slam dunk pick, though. Easy. I mean, it was until I did what I did, but now you got to adapt.
Yeah. No, you're good. I actually let me catch up on my screen so it looks the same while I'm looking at this board here. We took. I'm so sorry. You're good. I'm just catching up on here.
Go back to it.
Who'd you take with the Raiders?
I took Mason Graham.
That's right. And then I took Campbell.
Yep.
And then you took Genty. All right. What will the Saints do? I feel like as much as I hate to take them off the board for my Lions, could Shamar go here? Is that super early?
We talked about this. If there's a team that's going to do it, it's the Saints. Because here's the thing, and I think this is interesting too, right? You got Loomis, who's still there.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they're like outside looking in. It's like, what the heck are they doing? But it's Kellen Moore. Like, I don't feel like, no disrespect to Kellen Moore. Like, shout out to Kellen Moore. Happy for him being head coach. But like, he doesn't feel the guy that's like going to be like, oh yeah, we're not doing that. Like, if Loomis wants to do it, we're going to do it. So if there's a guy that's going to take the prototype edge rusher, big explosive like they did with Davenport and gave up a ton to do it, it's the Saints. Like, they're the team that could make this a top 10 possibility.
Yeah, I'm just wondering with Kellen Moore, will you talk yourself into Tyler Warren?
I mean, they need a lot. The Saints need a lot.
They do need a lot. I
definitely see them talking themselves. They have Juwan Johnson still.
Yeah. I think if you're hiring me, I'm Kellen Moore.
Uh-huh.
You want me to fix this mess, you gotta give me something to work with here.
Right.
As much as he probably isn't the vocal guy, I feel like you want Tyler Warren because as an offensive creative mind, you should do so much with him. He's already just a great prototypical tight end too. I know I said Shamar. I'm switching. I'm going Warren.
Okay. Yeah, I think this would make Kellen more happier. Y'all ever do a mock and say the top 10 picks turned out exactly how you mocked it? Say the top. You mean like after the draft, like it does? I doubt that it will.
This would be the one.
Well, yeah, it might be one of these. But it won't be the one that I think is right before the draft that I do.
These players could. Yeah, I think these players could fulfill.
Yeah, this could be a top 10. This could happen. So here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm at real quick, easy. I want to just to kind of bounce it. I mean, Chicago, I'm always thinking O-line. People are now saying running back because, well, they had Gibbs and stuff. I think my thought is, and we'll see how they do. We're going to find out right away. But if they don't go running back, which makes sense now, they could go Hampton.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that Ben didn't like Swift. Like, just because the Lions moved off Swift doesn't tell me, like, oh, Ben wasn't a Swift guy. Like, I remember. Though. Yeah, it's a contract. And it's also, like, I think from Brad Holmes' perspective, too, with, like, oh, yeah, he's banged up all the time. Like, that's a front office move more than anything. That doesn't mean that Ben didn't love Swift when he was there. And I think Swift's coming off a really strong year. So I'm not as convinced as some of the others, like, oh, they have to go get the running back because he didn't like Swift or something. Like, I think that shouldn't be tied to him.
And to be honest, if I'm not mistaken, they got like 2 picks in the second round, too, if I'm not.
The Bears? Yeah, the Bears got
39 and 41.
72.
So Trey Hendrickson would be there. I mean, there's going to be other guys there. They grab the second round running back position, too.
And now both tackles are gone, and I think I would take I think I would probably take Josh Simmons here for them for the upside idea of what that could be, even though he missed a lot of the top competition this past year.
I really like Josh Simmons.
Yeah, so I think that would make sense, but because he's coming off the injury, because of what they've done in the offseason, I kind of think it's we look at the board here, like it would make sense to. If you think about what Ben thought of the Bears, like I go back to what Ben thought of the Bears, he's like, I think this seems to be tough. Why? Because we always talk about this. Lions struggled against the Bears because
they're built to beat them.
They were built to. There was like, the way they were built, they were really good at linebacker, and I think they still have Tremaine Edmonds. Wouldn't it be something for them to just go out there? They could go safety because Jaquan Brisker unfortunately has dealt with a lot. You hate that for him, and their quarterbacks are in a good spot. So they could absolutely go safety, Starks, or you could definitely put I think you could make Jahdae Barron a safety, and that would be fun. You could see the Brian Branch, you could see the resembles that Charles has put out there in the chat. I get that. But I think it'd be something, man, for them to go like this. Take Jahad Campbell, put him with Tremaine Edmonds. And I mean, Ben Johnson, look at that. That's like, he can also rush the passer.
Yeah.
This could be like a sneaky top 10
pick. Who's his running mate right now?
It's let me get these. It's TJ Edwards.
Dude, who's it?
TJ Edwards from Philly.
He's nice. TJ Edwards, they paid him a lot of money too.
Yeah, but easy. I'm just looking at, like, first off, they need pass rush. So they could definitely be looking at that. But I also don't think that they need like your typical edge at this spot because they paid Deo. They also they already have Sweat. So they don't need like a typical edge rusher for this team.
Yeah.
That could also lead in the Jalen Walker alley. But I think for what he knows, and I think what the highest upside for Campbell is what he can do as a coverage piece. I think what he can become in coverage is what can make him special. I think if you're looking at Ben, like I have the full idea, easy, that Ben is thinking to himself, how do I beat the Lions? Like, I got to believe that's on his top of his mind. He's like, dude, if I put that guy with Tremaine Edmonds, Lions are going to struggle against us. So give me Jahad Campbell. And I think he's on board with that. Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
49ers right here. I think if you're going to re-sign Brock Purdy, you better give him some protection. I think Trent Williams may be on his way out the door. So why not bring his predecessor, Josh Simmons?
Bam. I love that. Yep. It's the injury, though. It's like, how fast is he going to play? But I don't have any issue with this at all. Because he can go to guard, too.
Yep. Even if he is banged up, you already kind of have an offensive line in place. Yeah, I like Josh Simmons a lot. He's probably my 2 on the board in terms of tackles and rankings.
I like the pick. I think it's a good pick, easy. I liked it a lot. And, he fits. I think he has enough of the movement skills for flexibility. He would make some sense. This is where, I think there's a couple things. We talk about corner. I think we get to the spot, and it would make some sense because of the injuries they've had there. But I actually think, just by looking at the roster, first off, I don't think they're going to draft a guy like Barron. I don't think they want to move a slot here. I actually liked what Kalen Carson did for him last year. I liked him coming out. They also signed Kyrie. Let me know he's been a disaster. Will Johnson can make sense, but I think if they're sitting here and you think the running backs are gone, McMillan. Like they'd be a team with CeeDee Lamb where it's like, oh yeah, these two next to each other. Like this makes a ton of sense. They need another weapon, any kind of weapon. Give him McMillan because he's sitting there.
Yeah. Honestly, I think McMillan played a little bit of slot too. I think he'd be very good there. I think he'd be like a Keenan Allen, just better contested catches, which Keenan Allen's already really good at. That's the type of slot guy I think of. I think a bigger body guy like that.
I love McMillan. I think McMillan's a dog. Even the 40 time I think was fine for him for what people were telling us. He ran at his pro day in the 4.5s basically. I think that's perfectly fine for him. I think he's an awesome player. I think he's great after the catch. So yeah, McMillan makes sense.
Now personally, I feel like this is a trade back spot. Just because I think you're going offensive line.
Yeah.
At least if I'm them, I would go offensive line. You have a quarterback that is on the verge of retirement. Hey, maybe Jackson Dart goes here. I don't know. Well, you made a face though.
Hey, I'm just thinking. I thought you were stalling a little bit, so I could think of a team that would move up here. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, yeah. I'll keep that. I'll keep doing that. You got to protect Tua, just straight up. And I feel like they've ignored offensive line time after time, year after year. I think they finally signed a guard last year, if I'm not mistaken.
You know what?
Yeah, I think I'm either taking a guy early here, and I think it's a serviceable guy as well. It probably would be Calvin Banks Jr. for me, which I think I get a little bit later in the round. So if anybody would want to come up, I would. I
have a team that I think could do it. I just don't think I'd give up as much as what you would like here. But I'll throw the idea out there. It's one of the teams that I mean, unless there's another team that you would move up with, because I don't think we have enough. But it's Arizona. Go from 16 to 13, right? And I'll throw you. Here's what I'll do. I'll give you a 78 for 98 back. We'll swap there, and then I'll give you a future third.
Yeah, I like that.
We'd make that happen.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that at all.
Okay. So as Arizona, we're gonna have to force it. It's not as much. I mean, that's what it is. Like I can't give up as much here. But Arizona is one of these teams, man, where I think as young as they are, and I thought that I don't dislike what they did. Dude, they need a corner, man. They have a lot of upside there, but dude, they need a legit corner. They got Sean Murphy-Bunting. They have Starling Thomas still there. Max Melton, Garrett Williams, dude, Keitrell Clark. I like him. They need a cornerback. Or honestly, with Budda Baker, there was thoughts that he can get traded, that kind of thing. So I'm between Will Johnson and Jahdae Barron to move up. I'm between those two. First instinct is to me, take Will Johnson. Build, physicality, it's something different. First instinct is there, but I think the safety flexibility is interesting. I want to move up and take Will Johnson at 13 for Arizona. I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to get the top corner in their eyes in the draft.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. I'm making the trade on my side, so apologize for the delay here.
You're good. So you get that team still, right? So do I still get this pick, right? Because I really want this pick.
Yeah.
Okay. I know exactly where I'm going with this one. I'm going Colston Love, locking it in. All right. This is when I think of the Colts, and it would be cool if I got Tyler Warren. Maybe they're a surprise team that moves up or something. But I think of the Colts, and I think of if it's going to work with Richardson, I think an awesome tight end would help. They haven't had an awesome tight end in a while. They tried it with Jelani Woods. I don't think it got there. They've always wanted an awesome tight end. Brock Bowers last year was buzz. They tried to make that happen. Yeah. Colston Loveland to me could happen. He could go this early. I think it's absolutely on the table because of what he is as a route runner. And I think also where we saw tight ends over the last few years, he could push him up the board. So give me Colston Loveland.
Yeah, I think it's a staple in Colts success my entire life. They've always at least had, it was back to Dallas Clark. I forget the gentleman they had a few years back when Andrew Luck was having a little bit of luck. Yeah, actually, Eric Ebron was there for a minute. I feel like for the Colts to be successful, there has to be a tight end with some sort of production. So I like that. And plus the quarterbacks kind of stink. They'll be leaning heavily on the run game. Opens up the play action, give me a tight end. I have him on there as an extra blocker. All Colston Love is probably more of a receiver than anything, but I like that. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. It's good stuff.
All right.
You get the next two picks. You get the next two.
I have the next two. That's right. All right. I like Mike Green right here. I feel like he fits a 3-4 scheme that Atlanta's running right now. The only other guy I was going to take was probably Jahdae Barron, but I'm skipping that. Give me Mike Green. Let's rush the passer.
Yeah, I mean, right before we did this, right, I was like, I think James Pierce makes a ton of sense. But the team that would make that happen is Arizona trades up if they trade up for Mike Green because they could use pass rush outside of Sweat. So, or I can't think. I think it was Sweat who they added this offseason. Josh Sweat. Yeah, they want to do something like that. But maybe it's just your pick then. But they need to do that. They feel it's going to produce. I could see them thinking that with Mike Green.
And then here, it's gonna have to end up being here. That's the trade we made, and they're not gonna trade twice in the first round. Give me Calvin Banks Jr. For the Miami Dolphins.
That's understandable. Yeah.
Does he fit scheme wise? You think though?
Yeah, I think he actually does because I think the ball gets out so fast. You can just kind of have him short set all day. Like, and I think that'd be better for him, not having to play as deep into the pass sets constantly. Like, I think he's going to get your hands on him early, kind of like what Baltimore had last year. Like, I think he could work there for Miami. So actually, this does work.
Oh, okay. This is me again.
Yeah. No. Okay. This one's me. Wait. Is this you? Oh, yeah, it is you.
Yeah,
hey, you got 3 straight? Okay, you go great.
All right. Let's see what they did in free agency because I don't think they did much outside of re-signing their own guys, right?
So I can tell you. So
they did DJ Slayton, defensive lineman, Oren Burks, Lucas Patrick, and they re-signed a bunch of guys.
A little bit of both, Lisa. A little bit of both.
I have a question. I don't know if you listen to like any draft buzz in terms of like people talking.
Yeah,
I guess I haven't really reached out on this one. I've been seeing Kenneth Grant fall in a lot of mock drafts, but I feel like this is a spot he can go.
I've heard that too. I think this is how it just goes. I mean, it's a nose tackle, right? So, but I think there's enough flexibility, and it's an interesting team that I didn't think of this as much, but like I think the closer we're getting, the more it's becoming interesting. Is the very next team taking him, Seattle. So I actually think that this is kind of a hot spot here where both of these teams could take him. But I have heard that too. I've heard him falling down the board a little bit. I think it's understandable. I think honestly, like for me, if I was to have to rank him right now, I'd push him further back in the first round than what some people think. But Cincinnati needs it. I just wonder if they're going to do it. And then I also think Seattle kind of needs it too. I think they need a nose tackle. I think both teams could take him.
And why is that? Why would you have him pushing back more than here? In terms of
I think it's just versus who's available, for me. Like, I mean, I don't have an issue with him at all, like as a player, but it's just like stacking up against everybody else.
You know what? Because I don't know what the reason is, but it's obviously happened for a reason. I told you about Dan Jeremiah. He does his mock drafts with his ears, and he had Kenneth Grant falling pretty late too. How about this is where your boy goes, Jalen Walker?
Ooh, man. Okay.
Do you?
I would, like them to keep falling to us. But, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. But they could use passwords. I mean, they brought Hendrickson back. I was thinking while you were, I was like,
Jalen Walker probably should have been the Atlanta pick. Honestly,
I'm thinking Mykel Williams because we're talking about builds. I'm thinking I got Trey Hendrickson. I'm thinking, I get that big stout dude on the opposite side. Joseph Osai is their other edge rusher, and Osai was a guy that I thought could fit the Lions in free agency just because of his build. So it's like he's not a starter though. Like I don't think he's a starter. So I was thinking that range, but they don't have any kind of like run support on the inside unless Chris Jenkins gets there.
Yeah.
But so that's where I was thinking with it. He's a lot though. You locked it. So
it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead. I know the NFL's like really high on this guy. You're really high on this guy, and he's yet to come off the board. I think that'd be crazy. I definitely think he'd be a Seattle Seahawk. Had I not taken this.
Honestly, bro, if I saw that he got past 15, I'm the Lions. I'm making calls. Like I'm just being honest. And you know what I'd say, Easy? Because I do got 28. You know what I mean? Just for fun, real quick, before you make the pick. Okay. Like what I'd be willing to do, I would give up 60 and a future pick to make this happen.
Whoa.
So say I had to give up 60 and a future third, if I could get like any kind of kickback from them because we don't have the fourth, like anything to be honest, like 153, like I would do it. If they said this is good, I'd do it.
All right. Considering the chat, majority of people watching right now are Lions fans. You guys tell me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because the pick would be Jalen Walker.
It would be Jalen Walker. Chat. Well, I mean, if this was the trade, they're all going to say no. 28-60 for 17-153. We give up a future third. Keep in mind, we're going to get another third back next year because of Aaron Glenn. So it's not like we don't have a third now. We're going to get a third back.
I almost want to say no as a Lions fan, to be honest with you.
You could say no. As I'm saying, we don't have to make this happen. So essentially, like
how do the Eagles say no to that package? That's a great package.
Solid package, dude. Like that sounds like a pause, but it is. It's like, dude, 60.
That sounds like a pause.
It's not even saying that it's like interested. So I don't think from their perspective that they're even interested in it. I would be willing to do this as Lions for sure. Because I'm not losing. I still got all my picks next year. All I'm doing is essentially going from 60 to 153. That's a big jump. But I'm also moving up 11 spots to the first round. That's a massive value.
All right. So this is the comments we gotten so far. Chat, let us know. Dumbo Jumbo. Hell
Here,
yeah.
you know what I'm
I
gonna
do
do?
it.
Easy. This is what I'm gonna do.
Chat
Here's
poll.
I'll put a poll up. Yep.
Okay. All right.
As a Lion fan, would you do this?
No, I would not.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not as in love with this gentleman as you are.
Yeah, that's fair.
No.
That's actually the problem, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
Right, no.
you've out of everybody, by the way. So shout out to you. And the pro con probably was what did it for me. You're the one who made the best case for it, in my opinion. So
Ooh.
there's
Good.
that. You do the poll. I'll do a poll on the
Just figured it
Lions
out.
Nation Unite. By the way, everybody watching right now too. Make sure you subscribe to Lions Nation Unite with Herman Moore. We'll be dropping a couple interviews here soon. One with the former Detroit Lion Roy Williams, Corey Schlesinger. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, when's Roy Williams coming on? What is that? I got to see that one.
That'll be next week.
Dude, you want to tell something crazy? Roy Williams, like I think it was like first time at the Lions Stadium. I've been there. I got a picture next to his locker. I think it was the first time I was in Ford Field.
No way.
Yep, that's like my first moment, man. Picture next to his locker.
Yeah. How did Neil Ebner know? Did he comment that before I said it, or is that just perfect timing?
Dude, I don't know. I think he commented that before he said it.
How does he know?
He knows, dude. I don't know. I didn't
Get
know.
out of my head.
I don't know.
He also said, Shamar, please. Is this my burner?
Oh, okay. You're comedy. That's crazy. No, that's
it's
crazy. That's all right. That's people call you.
All right. Reginald Harrell took no deal. Walker's going top 10. IMO, but I think the Lions need a true D lineman. I gotta be honest. I don't think the Bengals say no to this. I almost have to say yeah. This is a predictive mock. Do you predict the Lions would do this?
I think they would trade up. Do I think they would trade up for Walker?
Do you think they give this much? Do you think they just undress themselves to move up to 17?
Yeah. No, I think they'd be willing. I don't know if this is the exact thing.
We got to speed up the second round. Actually, I forgot we're doing 2 rounds.
We don't have to make this trade because if we do 2 rounds, the Lions won't have a pick. So I mean, my thing is saying no to. So we don't have to make this trade.
All right, I'm gonna tell you no then for the fun for the game, for love of the game.
Okay. So who's your pick?
Oh man, you know what? I'll leave your guy on the board, Shamar Stewart.
Oh, Shamar Stewart here.
Give me Shamar Stewart.
Okay. All right. We'll take Shamar Stewart. There you go. That's interesting, man. You try to get Titus Young. His name was a dog.
I'm pretty sure he's in jail. All due respect.
Yeah, I don't know what Titus is doing now, so I don't know if that'd be possible. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. But
the reason why I go Shamar Stewart, they're losing over the more than likely probably going to be losing Trey Hendrickson. You get a guy that can play inside, outside, and he could fit. I don't know because I don't even know who the defensive coordinator is. I'm pretty sure they fired the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, they got Notre Dame's. They got Notre Dame's defensive coordinator.
And he ran a 4.3, didn't he? That's in college.
Maybe. Honestly, I don't even know. I have no idea. Probably. I don't know.
Well, he fits your scheme. So Shamar Stewart picked the Bengals.
Fits. I know he fits. All right. I think Shamar would fit with a lot of I don't think there's like his build would be like, yeah, it doesn't work. Like I don't
he fits everywhere. He really does.
Yeah, you can make that work. It's just this player gonna work. He'd fit. You make that work. Okay.
Trout Runner says Seattle really likes Imawari. I didn't hear that. I didn't know that.
I mean, dude. Like especially if Pete Carroll was there, why not? But yeah. I heard that. I think it makes sense. Now. They got it. Here's why. Here's why they got to take Kenneth Grant.
Okay.
And actually, shout out to Roundtable Sports, their Seattle guy. I heard him say this, and I was like, never even thought of that. Makes some sense. They need Kenneth Grant because when Seattle was great, as he pointed out, they on defense it was because of what they had up front. Haloti Ngata at one point. Not Haloti Ngata, but like that build is what they need because they need to put Byron Murphy as their defensive tackle. They can't keep playing him as a nose tackle. Remember, they invested in him last year. A lot of people like Byron Murphy out of Texas. I know you loved him. How do you get him at his best? You can't have him playing nose tackle. You got to kick him out a little wider. So you need a nose tackle. They need Kenneth Grant to make.
They still got Leonard Williams.
I think so. I think they do. I think they have Leonard Williams. I think they ended up like restructuring his deal or whatever.
But
I think he's more of like a DN.
Oh,
I think he's more of like a DN. I think so.
I love Kenneth Grant. Mike McDonald, that he coached him, so this makes tons of sense.
Yeah, look at that. 2 connections. There you go. All right.
Here, I got to go with what I've been hearing and what I think just also would just make sense. I don't think it's crazy. You already know. Donovan Ezeiruaku.
Do I know? I hope I know. There you go. Okay. He's boomer bust. Who did I write that with? You know who I wrote? I think I wrote that Donovan Ezeiruaku's boomer bust.
Yeah.
I think I did. Yeah.
I think Shamar is a basement of Josh Pascal.
I don't even know if I'd say that.
To be honest with you, I wanted to say Marcus Davenport, but it felt disrespectful because I actually do think Marcus
Davenport was good, bro. He's good when he's healthy. He's not.
That's why I said I thought it'd be disrespectful, so I didn't say it.
Okay,
but Josh Pascal collapses the pocket, doesn't finish until he sacks, but he can set the edge.
So I like what you said with Pascal better.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, basement.
Yeah. You talking crazy with Davenport. That is major disrespect. I'm glad you called
that. I didn't say it. I remember I don't want to be disrespectful.
The fact that you even thought about it's a little disrespectful. Be honest.
Well, is the build, right? Big body bends.
Yeah. The build makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we're on to Denver. Actually, this is like a hot spot now for running back here. Like if Hampton does go round one, this is a team that feels like they're the team because they moved off the Javonte, right? So they need that. I still don't completely understand the receiver idea. Like, I mean, I guess you said it last, like receiver one, that kind of thing. I don't think you need to do that. I think it makes more sense to go running back if they're going to do something, because they signed their tight end. I still like the staple of receivers. They could use a running back. They don't really have a running back. And if they think Hampton in the pass game can kind of add what Kamara added, at least to some extent, that would be the way to go. And I don't think the next up running back like that you could put up next to him to compete adds that to their game. Like I don't think they have that to that extent. So I think if they got to take Hampton, then Marion Hampton, that's the pick.
Well, you sniped him. By the way, Giants signing Russell Wilson means Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler.
You know what I think it means? He's not signing anywhere. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be on a team easy.
I think you're wrong.
That's the only spot, though. You're right, though. That is like the spot now. It's like he's got to go to Pittsburgh. It's not the same thing. He's got to go to Pittsburgh.
I agree with you, Eric. Shamar going to be better in the NFL than he was in college. I agree. There's another. So, for real quick context of Shamar Stewart, maybe I should stop. I got a problem. I'll stop.
No, go ahead. I'm here for it.
Yeah, right. All right. Nick Scorton, hurting for Scorton at Purdue, was getting sacks, getting to the quarterback, wasn't a man, running upfield, rushing the passer, right? Transfers to Texas A&M, puts on a little bit more weight, plays a more gap-responsible defense, and you saw the numbers go down. There's another gentleman who left Texas A&M. I don't remember where he went, but he ran it up on sacks. It's the A&M system. On top of, I will admit, Shamar is not a great finisher.
All right. There you go. Words of wisdom.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
By the way,
here for the takes.
Trout Runner says the new coach in Seattle wants another Kyle Hamilton type for his defense. That's what I've been hearing. That's why he likes Amawari. I can see that. Mike McDonald, Kyle Hamilton. It would make sense. I think Amawari is pretty raw. I think Kyle Hamilton has a great instincts and great football mind. All right, I'm sorry.
Amawari didn't. No, easy. Yeah. Kyle Hamilton, like I get the measurement thing. Kyle Hamilton was insane in college. I have not felt that. Kyle Hamilton, bro, was like, people were talking about, like, should we take him? Like the fact
I was talking about it. I was like, I would not be mad if they took this guy at number 2.
That dude was outstanding, bro. Yeah.
I honestly would be like, I get it. All right, here. They got receiver. I think their offensive line, they did pretty well last year building up. I think they got a lot of good guys. Did they grab Fashanu, or is that the Jets? They grabbed Fatanu.
They grabbed Fatanu from Washington.
Okay. They got Keanu Benton on the defensive side.
Yep.
Who they got? Okay.
Quarterback?
Jade Barron? He's a quarterback? Like QB or Stevie?
No, like QB.
No. Evan Rodgers.
I mean, all right. Yeah, all right. They don't have
if they do go quarterback, I feel like that could happen in the second round.
I wouldn't sign Aaron Rodgers. That's why I say that. There's no shot at Steelers like I would sign him. I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah, but you're a Detroit Lions fan.
Yeah, that's true. Nah, he's just gonna kill your offense. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Your team.
Well, Arthur Smith has another one of those boring.
It's gonna be Aaron. I'm telling you, you signed Rodgers, bro. It's Rodgers' offense. Like I just don't buy. It's like, oh yeah, I don't think it's gonna be your offense. It's gonna be Rodgers' offense, and that's what it's gonna look like. And you're gonna be disappointed with it. You'll be like, why did we do this? But maybe the Steelers have more like they're like not the Jets. They're not gonna be like, yeah, it's your team, buddy. Go ahead. Like, no, we're the Steelers. You're here. Like you're a part.
Who do you
of
like
the
better
team.
at safety, Jade Barron or Malachi Starks?
Ooh, I think I would think it depends on the team, but I guess I'd probably roll Starks.
Starks.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting.
I like Jade's flexibility.
Because I think Jade does have some tackling like issues. So just in terms of like both levels, like I like Jade a ton as a coverage piece, but just and he's a little bit grabby too, but he also doesn't have like the build that Malachi Starks does either. Like it is a little bit of a transition putting him on tight ends constantly. Like Branch did it well in college, so
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit different, but yeah, probably Starks just because he's done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me actually. You're at Aaron Rodgers, George Pickens, and DK Metcalf. You got enough head cases. What's another one? Give me James. Nope, never mind. I lied. Give me Malachi Stark.
Okay.
I got edge rushers. Why would they draft a head case, edge rusher, and James Pierce Jr.?
I don't know. I guess they
wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Nope.
Yeah, and then they're gonna go sign Aaron Rodgers. So this is like the we can't miss.
Very interesting team.
Honestly, you're in too deep, man. You might as well just keep going. Just whoever's losing their mind, let's sign him. Okay.
Oh, Walter Nolan, A&M. I did not know that. Reginald Kirkland said something weird about Texas A&M. They tired you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. I didn't know what you were looking at. I was just thrown off.
I didn't know that. That's an interesting tidbit that helps my argument. Let's go. Shout out to Reggie.
This is an interesting spot here. For Chargers because I'm thinking. So we know who's still a free agent.
Who?
Cornerback had the injury issues. He had a lot of interceptions when he was out there. He's his own corner though. And now, if you're the Chargers, like I understand going receiver because like do give Herbert something, but like dude, they could really use a corner. I'm going to take Jade Barron. I'm going to take Jade Barron because he can play in the slot for us. Yeah, like we know Tariq still is our slot from Maryland. So I could put him there. I could probably put him at safety. They did bring Elijah Molden back, who I like, but he's much more of a coverage guy than he is a hitter. So I think I'll put him in the nickel, let him kind of roam around. And I think that's one of those defenses, though, as we know, they play zone, but they are one of the more things are moving a lot in the back end. So I think he fits into that.
All right, this is another team that's very annoying to draft for because
Grant's already gone. Grant went to Seattle.
Dion, you're gonna hate me.
I'm with it. Let's do it.
Jalen Walker.
I've made the call already. I knew where this was going. I've already made a call, Green Bay. We're making this happen. We're making the call here. Chat, we're making the call. We're not just gonna let this happen. We're not just gonna let this happen. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna do this all over again. This is what it is. Let's just make it more realistic. We'll give you 102 in our future third. It just is what it is. Straight up, boom. There's a move. Easy. What do you say?
You got me on Brian Branch, Brad. Do I want to do this again? Go ahead.
Disappointing. You're just gonna let this happen. This is a Lions fan, We're just gonna let this happen. We're just gonna let Jalen Walker walk to Green Bay, put him with Edgerrin Cooper. We're just gonna let that be a thing. Okay, cool, man. No, that's cool. Do your thing.
You know what? You got Green. You got the Vikings. You can make the call with. You got, other
someone
people.
else. Someone else can make the call. Maybe the Rams make the call.
It could be the Lions. I mean,
do your thing easy.
Baltimore. I'm Baltimore. I see Jalen Walker in Baltimore would be. That makes sense.
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
But if you're Lions, you want to make it happen.
Yeah. No, this is good actually. This would be good for the Ravens. I like that. Let's think about that. I like that idea.
Okay.
Yeah. You want me to be the Baltimore?
Yeah.
I kind of like this. Okay.
I'm
I'm gonna say, here's what we'll do. We're gonna stay. We're gonna do this.
If you're gonna do a second, make it next year so we could play the game.
Well, here's what I'm thinking, right? What if we did this? We swap those picks, and then we threw like a future fourth, because it'd be like a fifth.
So
actually, let's go a future. Let's go a future fourth, and then because I kind of want to throw like one of these picks away, maybe something like this. Future 4, 243, and 59 for 87. We'll swap back. Maybe we'll just go this. Something like this.
That makes sense.
We'll swap. Feels like a reasonable trade.
That feels very reasonable. That feels
all
like
right.
a real trade.
Make the trade then, man.
We had to force it, but I mean, I guess we're on the wrong side of that one.
It's a trade to get Jalen Walker.
By the way, if I could redo this, Jalen Walker would have went to the Falcons, and I messed that up, so I apologize.
What? Well, were we talking about a trade there, or did you just forget about him? Probably forgot about him. You took Mike Green.
I took Mike Green. I forgot Jalen Walker was on the board.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's all right though.
Yeah,
I could. Yeah, more of a true edge. Makes sense. But dude, he's the dog. This is actually something the Ravens would pull off. This is what's so sad. It'd
be annoying. Do stuff like this all the time.
Dang it, man! We let this happen in a mock. We let this goofy stuff happen in a dang mock. All right. So this is the pick I like here for Minnesota. I think running back super interesting. I think they've loaded up on D-line. I think they have a nose tackle, so I don't think I need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas Turner needs to play, so I don't think I need to go edge. I could see cornerback.
They kind of need it.
But here's what I like for them.
Yes.
Nick Eamon-Ward. Yeah.
We've had this conversation.
Yep.
Yeah, I've had this conversation. It fits perfectly with what their freaky ass defensive coordinator likes to do. Now, here's a team that probably should have made a call up forever ago. They stripped their stud quarterback, who already had a shitty offensive line, of every piece of his offensive line. And the best part of it, Laramie Tunsil, have no clue what this team is doing. I almost want to just burn the pick. Just like, give me a punter. Because what are you doing? I'm very curious what the hell they're about to do, to be honest with you.
Luther Burden in that offense, that's a problem. Matthew Golden, that's a big problem without Stephon Diggs. Put Matthew Golden in there with Tank Dell coming back.
Yeah, I
kind of like that.
Let's do that. Give me Matthew Golden.
That's a problem, man. Okay,
dude, he needs an offensive line. Though. I feel bad for that guy.
He's
trying to get murdered next year.
He can start. It's all right. They need an interior guy. They can wait. What are you gonna do? Who are you gonna trade up for? I mean, what are you gonna go for? Kelvin Banks, I guess.
Who?
I mean, Houston. I'm asking about.
Oh
Houston.
yeah, Banks probably.
Okay.
Dell might be medically retired.
I know. I said that in hope. I'm hoping for the guy. It's awful.
Yeah.
He's a dog for him too. Who else does he even have there? Oh, Nico Collins. Oh my gosh, Nico Collins. Yeah, maybe we should have went Luther Burden, but Nico Collins and Golden's a problem. it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with, man.
I feel like Golden can even play a little bit slot.
Probably. You probably can mess around with that. You don't need to, but you could mess around with it.
Yeah.
They do have some big bodies, like Xavier Hutchinson's still there.
I mean, he could literally take, no offense to Tank Dell, but like, he's a fast guy.
Buka or Burden. Yeah, they could have went some other routes here.
I don't know. They don't have enough time for deep routes, to be honest with you, because they don't have a freaking offensive line.
Easy. Why'd you make this draft pick? I feel like this should have been your draft. Did it. Okay. Here's what I think. I think the Rams need some edge rush depth. I think they're pretty light there. Harmon could be cool because they do need a nose tackle. They lost Bobby Brown. I think Harmon could fill in that role. They could just load up there. Then they have Kobe Turner, Harmon, Braden Fisk. They give him some run support. I also think linebacker makes sense. I just think with what's on the board, probably be early. And then maybe if they wanted to grab easy. Could you think if they added Igbuka or Burden and they put him with Devontae and Puka Nacua, especially if they're hearing the retirement stuff? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a problem. I don't even. Insane. Yeah, it is. It is the Rams. You know what, man? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give him Igbuka. Just because, look, why not? Let's put Igbuka in there with the. Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, I just said the wrong name. No, Burden's who I wanted. I said the wrong name. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, Luther Burden. I
Very
like
good.
Luther Burden more. I like him in the slot. PFF
They're another
is
one of those weird teams. I heard. I forgot where I heard this. I heard they'd be a team aggressively looking for Colston Loveland. I guess they really wanted what's his name last year, Brock Bowers. But I can't really correlate that because I think Brock Bowers is here as a prospect versus Loveland. All due respect to Loveland.
Yeah,
I think Loveland's like a
14.
wide receiver almost than tight end.
Dude, he went too early, I think, to move up to. Like they would have to sell a lot to go get that. Maybe in some world though.
Is your mock frozen?
Yes, it is. Is yours? PFS had this issue.
I haven't even been keeping up, so let me do this then.
Try to make a pick, see if it does something.
Who do we take with Seattle? Do you remember?
I can go back.
Oh, we took
Grant.
Kenneth Grant. Yep. All right. We took Ezeiruaku.
Is it letting you pick players?
It didn't let me pick.
Oh, okay.
To catch up, I'll share my screen. Who did we take with?
So
you took Omari Hampton.
And then we had Starks. And then Barron. And then we had to trade up for Jalen. Chargers took Jade. Barron. Or Jade or Josh. Some people say it weird. And then we traded up for Jalen Walker. I don't remember what the trade was, though, exactly. I think it was swap, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think we did any. Yeah, we might have.
I think we swapped. They were like 50-something for an 80-something. And then we gave a future pick. They should have something like that on the table. And then Nick and Golden.
And we're not even drafting third round, so I'm just going to force it.
Yeah.
That's where I took Walker. So you think would you take?
What?
Oh, I accidentally already took Walker anyway. Whoops.
No, Jalen Walker's gone. You're good.
No, on mine. I actually took him when I said 17. Who did we take at 17?
We took Shamar Stewart. You took Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. I'd already clicked at my end. Is yours still frozen?
Yeah.
All right. Who do we take with? Or we took Luther Burden. No, we didn't. Who do we take with Vikings?
Nick Eamon-Wari.
That's right.
And then Matthew Golden and Luther Burden.
Matthew Golden, Luther Burden. So now we're at 27.
But they needed real quick. The Houston we're at 20. We're at 26 with LA. Or no, 27. Yeah, you're right. 27. No, but Houston needs interior line. Like I think they can rock with Cam Robinson. And if they were in the spot, like they're gonna have to be super aggressive to go get a tackle. Because I don't know. I'm not confident they would take a tackle here. To be honest with who's on the board, like they need interior, but they have invested. Like Blake Fisher is a guy they just drafted round 2. They traded for Ed Ingram, who they could feel good about. They also added Laken Tomlinson too, but they've invested. Like they think Howard could be good at guard. I've heard that. Patterson's a guy they invested in like mid rounds, or no, I guess it was late rounds. Maybe they go center. But Gray Zabel would be the pick. Yeah, I guess that would be the pick on the inside. But I could see them chilling. That's what I'm saying. I could see them at this point not making a line pick
for
Houston.
Yeah.
Great. And in fairness, like I hear what you're saying on Tunsil, but I remember like Tunsil was their best O-lineman. But I remember when we played him, like it was like watching Tunsil, like, oh yeah, you can like we know that he has the holding issues, but it was also like you can get under Tunsil's pads. And if you remember against Tunsil, I think it was James Houston that got under his pads like 3 times and made like 3 massive plays. Right? Like I think it was him that was like, oh, we needed him and he came through. So there was a way to get him beat. I just remember from our experience against him, like he didn't feel like, oh, you can't do anything against him. I mean, unless he didn't play it. I don't know. Anyway.
I think Cam Robinson's not good. That's why he's going from team to team to team. But he's probably playing guard, you said?
No, I think Robinson will play tackle, but he got the 1-year deal because he played left tackle for the Vikings all last year. Trade with LA and get in front of Green Bay. Oh, we just made the pick with LA.
The Packers take Mykel Williams. Would you be mad if I did that?
No, man, it's your pick, man. You do what you got to do. So they have Van Ness. It'd be kind of plugging him right on top.
I mean, he's kind of poop, you know.
Yeah, it hasn't really hit. Do they even have a number 2 edge outside of that? Not really, right? I mean,
no, not really. I mean, Rashawn Gary, but he plays inside.
Oh yeah, Gary's a dog. I could see it. They need pass rush. They need whenever they could win with 4, they were a problem, but they couldn't win with 4 last year, so they had to keep going with 5.
Yeah.
Um,
Could they
who
take
else, though?
Could they take a DB here?
Absolutely could take a corner if they have someone they like. Hairston, maybe Amos.
I kind of
Maybe-
like Harrison or Siobhan Revel.
You think Rebel? I would think if I was the team, I would think Amos, Hairston, or Morrison, but I could see Hairston for them because he can run.
I'm taking Harrison.
There you
Detroit
go.
native,
I'm
by
an
the way.
older head. Is edge considered D line now? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's edge is kind of like a very wide. It's
Just
defensive
like
end,
outside linebacker and defensive end.
Yeah. And then if it just puts all the groups because everybody plays different together, it's
Mhm.
all of them in there.
Yeah, it's like when you would see, like DeMarcus Ware was an outside linebacker, but he wasn't a linebacker. He'd rush the quarterback, so he's an edge rusher. He rushes the edge of the.
You could almost consider, like Jahad Campbell in some people's eyes could be considered that depending on how he plays. You could almost consider Derek Barnes that. Now,
Yeah, but like Derek played more off
you
ball.
almost could, right? Like he plays on ball a lot now for us. So
Yeah, I think
But,
we'll see
like,
it more now with
that's not a skill set.
with Calvin Shepard. And then
Yeah.
all right, pick 28, Detroit Lions.
Man, this is just. I feel like it just kind of fell in our lap here a little bit easy. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Kind of easy money.
Who's
Make
it?
Buka.
Whoa,
Make the pick.
I'm sorry. What'd you
Best player
say?
available. Mecca Buka. Put him in there with Saint. That's a problem.
I think he's going the second round. Well, you're joking. You're trolling. He's
No.
trolling.
You don't want Buka here?
I can tell you're trolling. I know.
But easy. What does that do for us? Really, I
Nothing.
mean, you got to think J-Mo's contract's coming up. Gotta make a decision.
You're going too deep. You're going too far.
yeah. No, this actually did work out well though. We're gonna. There's only 2 guys. There's 2 guys, right? Tyler Booker,
Mhm.
because he's the one guard that I think immediately we're gonna get a lot better in pass protection. So we're gonna rely on that, and that's the thing with Graham Glasgow. We know that we're like, he'd give us that. So I would consider Tyler Booker if I'm the Lions, or in this case, I think they'd go Mykel Williams so they could get their guy opposite of Hutch.
Mykel
Charles said, "Let me cook." It would be fun, but I think those would be the 2. I think Booker would be a real possibility here, though.
I'd say even over him, Donovan Jackson. I think there's a lot more flexibility. We do the gap stuff. We do the power stuff. I feel like he fits that versus I think Booker's more built for power, less gap.
I think so. I think you're right. I think Booker's better in pass, bro. But I
There's
think
more
you're right.
lateral movement with him.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. I'm taking Mykel Williams though.
Yeah, that's fine. I think he steps in right away and can push the pocket. So, and he's a great run defender, and he's got the motor.
So you're not really high. You're not as high on Mykel Williams, right? Or are you? Where are you?
I think it's a real boomer bust pick, I guess.
And that's because you don't think he's as explosive, right?
Explosive,
or is like production was kind of man in college? Is it like more of that?
Production,
both?
Yeah. I mean, not so much production.
Here's what I would say: sells him.
It's tough because he's so young. Like he's a project pick.
He's young. Yeah, he is. It's also a good timeline
for us. For me. You know what'd you say?
It's also a good timeline for us with Pascal and Levi coming back because Pascal is like, it's a good timeline to have a guy like that. But it's also like for win now. Like I could see you wanting like, go get James Pierce. He's going to pass rush pretty quick. He's going to get after it.
I think he's just like he's what I like. He's like everything I like as Shamar. I think he could become. Maybe less, obviously a lot less of an athlete, but I like Mykel Williams. I just think it's a boomer bust pick. Shamar's boomer bust too.
Shamar definitely gets that label. Yeah.
I think there's a basement with Shamar. There's also a basement with Mykel, and I'm comfortable with both of them.
So here's what sells him for me. All right.
I want to see if I can sell you. Be Calais Campbell.
Maybe, dude. Like he could play up and down the line. Like he has that true versatility.
Like
you could put him inside of a tackle, you can put him outside of a tackle. You're gonna work both because this is what he's done. And
3 to 5.
I think that to what you're saying is, I think there's a true. I hear what you're saying, but I also don't think I don't think there's a part of Mykel's game that I could point to, unless you just want to go into stats, but an actual how he plays, like a skill set that I would say is average. I don't think there's any part of his game that's average. I think he's above average in everything.
Pass rush?
Yeah. I think he's good. I think he's above average in everything he does.
Mhm. Yeah, and to be honest, with you, anything you don't like about him, it's so easy to be like he's 20 years old and he just played on an injured left ankle.
Played with the injured left ankle, and he fought through. It's not like he sat out. Like certain guys, you could say, well, he sat out. What is it going to look like? I don't know. And on top of that, I think he's a very smart player, disciplined, and he plays really hard. And then obviously you said the toughness. Like I think he feels like a Lion guy. Does he not? Does he not feel like a Dan Campbell guy?
He feels like a Dan Campbell guy. Yeah,
and he feels like a Brad Holmes guy. That's why I think the two things marry together well.
Am I turning the card in?
I do want to ask you,
okay,
if this was your draft pick, because this is a pick I would make. If this was your draft pick, would you do something different?
I would.
Your pick, not the Lions. Just
build a time machine. Go back to pick 17 and make the deal. No, I'm just kidding. No, I like this. I have no problem with this at all.
Pick you pick?
I think the fact that this guy flashed as a first round pick as a 20-year-old on an injured left ankle says a lot. To put you that way.
Okay.
Like there's definitely a ceiling here that is very, very good, and he's rangy. So if like Hutch is flushing guys out of the pocket, he's got those long ass arms. Probably help get a couple of those drag down type of sacks. You know, I mean, he also could reach into a gap if a quarterback trying to run through there too. So
yeah, and he gets his hands on the ball a lot. He has forced fumbles. Like he's actually.
I think I was watching him versus Texas. He was tearing it up.
Yeah. I think it gets better as the game goes on too, because Texas was a team that he played twice, and the second time he played a ton in the playoffs. And I thought it was towards the end of the game that he started to kind of take off. Like it was like the more he's playing, the better he's getting. Yep.
That's the game I watched. Yeah. All right. So we're turning it in. Mykel Williams.
10 minutes. 10 minutes. All right. Huh? I'm with it, man. Mykel Williams.
All right. Now it's crazy too, because a lot of people are like, oh, Mykel's still there. Mykel's still there. I feel like we did a fairly reasonable draft outside of maybe Jalen Walker falling. I feel like it's reasonable this guy could fall. Like
and Jalen Walker's going to go before us. Like,
let's move. And I feel like we made sense of every pick leading up to this. Like, I think it's reasonable he falls. And to be honest with you, my buddy Connor, who works for NBC, did a mock. He had Mykel falling there, and then Jeremiah had Mykel falling here too. So I think this could be a thing that happens.
The one would be Shamar Stewart and Maxwell Harrison. You know, those would be the two that I could see. Maybe a receiver gets through too. Maybe one of those receivers instead of like LA.
I've seen Maxwell sneak in the first round a few times too. Actually, I think I saw him sneak in the first round with Jeremiah to the Packers.
I believe that. I believe that 100%. They need a corner. And for Maxwell Harrison, I think that they can continue to play. Because I like what Valentine gives them. I think they can keep playing. Oh my bad. I think they keep playing. Somebody else. Oh, okay. I was like, dang, maybe I'll say it was goofy as heck. You cut me off. That's cool. No, I think that he was. They could keep playing Keyshawn Nixon out wide. But if the Packers don't believe that because they like him more in the slot, then they need a wide corner. Like they don't have.
I think he's good in the slot too. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I think he's good at both. You know, and again, if you're looking at division, like they could say, shoot, Minnesota, let's get a dang corner. Like, what are we doing? We need a corner for these guys.
Yeah, Daniel Jeremiah, pick 23, Green Bay Packers, Maxwell Harrison.
And we got it moving back. Look at that easy. We making moves. You're welcome, Green Bay. All right. Just checked in how many Michigan boys been drafted. Two, right? No,
three.
Yeah, 3. Yep.
4.
Who's the fourth one?
Will Johnson, Mason Graham.
Yeah.
Kenneth Grant and Loveland.
Yeah, dude. Out here.
Bang.
Good.
I got some chubby fingers.
I mean, Michigan State players been drafted easy.
All right. I think it's.
I'm just asking a question. The audience wants to know. He may have been talking about Michigan State.
How about right here? Derek Harmon, pick 29. The Washington Commanders. They need defensive. They got rid of Jonathan Allen.
Yeah.
Who do they sign?
They do need D-line. They also could use O-line too, but I thought they were like way over. They got a lot out of it, you know.
Let's see. I respect they kind of went all in once they realized they had a quarterback. They're like, okay, we could probably do something here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they didn't get Sweat. Okay, I actually do like Derek Harmon here. Do I like Walter Nolan more though?
That was the biggest issue. Remember, run defense. They just couldn't stop anybody on the ground.
Give me Derek Harmon. Actually, here's your Michigan State guy.
There you go. I like it.
Boom. Well, that's me. Sorry.
Hey, Buffalo's a little upset, but I like it. Yeah.
I mean, they got Walter Nolan staring him down the barrel.
Yeah, they do. They do. I mean, I guess. Man, you know what I mean? Like, they
Yeah,
need a D lineman. They brought Bosa in. You know, they got some edge rushers. They want corner, too. They could really use a corner. What they have their other need listed as? Do they have another one up there for them?
For what'd you say?
Did they have another need? Like, I know those are two that they kind of want. They have.
I'm not as familiar with their roster. I know they have a great offensive line. I thought they
Yeah, I
had
think
good
it's gotta go
linebacking
defense.
core, but what'd you say?
They do. No, I was saying they do, and they get a lot out of it. Like, corner is one of the spots that they've had big problems. We knew that from last year.
Yeah.
And interior defensive line, which I don't outside of Walter Nolan, I don't think it's really on the board here. Can you go to D line so I can see who's on there?
Yeah. I feel like Darius Alexander would be a good pick for him.
That'd be sneaky. And then, well, actually, take that back. I mean, it's just kind of in a good spot for him too. Like they could
Edge.
enter corner. Yeah. Like I mean, I get they added Bosa, but I don't think as a Rams fan you'd hate that. They added Michael Hoyt. He's going to be
I
suspended.
forgot they added Bosa.
Yeah.
I almost would go Darius out because he's just ready to go right now. He's plug and play.
Darius Alexander. He's old. Yeah, that would make sense. I think I'm gonna take Nick Scorin.
Horton, say it, Dion.
They're Horton. Here's a who for. Wait, what was? Yeah, bro. Give me Nick Scorin, man. Plug him in there.
Right.
Flexible, like and he fits their scheme. I think he's an upfield player. I think he's gonna fit their scheme.
Is this too early for Connerly?
No.
Oh, Zabel.
That too. He can play guard.
Psych. Yeah, Gray Zabel.
I think he's an interior player though.
Gray Zabel, yes. But they traded Tooney, so
they need it. Yeah, that's a good piece. That's a good spot. I went corner last time. I think that's not a bad spot for Philly. Wide receiver. I don't understand that one.
It's every year. They had it last year too.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's very. It's honestly borderline disrespectful, to be honest.
It's super disrespectful.
It really is.
Wait. Go back to all available. I'm my bad. Easy. I just want to see what the board because that's a Philly thing. It's just to see what's out there. But go ahead. Say your point on wide receiver because it's crazy.
No, it's just disrespectful. I mean, you got two phenomenal wide receivers, to be honest with you.
All right.
They did get rid of. If you like Xavier Watts, they did get rid of CJGJ.
Yeah. So they need a safety. They do need a safety big time.
They're not. They wouldn't be upset with putting. They're open to putting young guys back there.
And there's a couple safeties I think they could go here, but I think they could also wait because I kind of like where safety's at.
Carson. No, they already signed their linebackers.
I like the Penn State safety here, kind of. I just don't. He's just not even listed on PFF, which is disappointing. I kind of like that as a pick for him.
This kid?
No, they have another safety. I think may go higher, but I don't think he's not listed. So I guess I get that.
Have you watched where is he at? Benjamin Morrison at all?
A little bit. He's like one of
the
the corners I got to watch a lot more. I kind of like Benjamin Morrison. I actually like him for a Lion because I think he's going to be a good
crazy injury, but
yeah, I like him. At first mock that we did, I had him in the first round. So
yeah,
I think I'll end up liking him. That's just one I definitely need to watch more of. So I'm not like
who you got for the Eagles?
Let's do this. Let's go. Man, nah. Yeah, if you want to make a call, we can make a call because
I don't really.
Okay. Let's. I don't know if I want to do this or not because I don't know if it makes sense for him. Like I really like the idea of taking James Pierce because he's there, but
It would be the team to do it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, because it just keep that rotation going. But it feels like with Nolan Smith, like I don't know that it would make a ton of sense to put him back in there. Receiver. You know what though? Give me Egbuka.
Okay.
Yeah, give me Egbuka, man. Because then that would figure out wide receiver 3 for him.
Okay.
That feels like a best available pick for him.
33.
All right, we're gonna do second round. We're gonna fly through it. All right,
Let's fly through it.
let's do it.
Jackson Dart.
Okay. Wait, are you serious? All right.
Or Jalen Milroe.
No, I don't dislike it. I would just okay. I thought you were just okay. Yeah.
Jackson Dart. Yeah, I mean we didn't grab the quarterback in round 1. We got Abdul Carter.
All right. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Dude.
All right. Okay.
Let me take. Wait. Let me reset this. We took Shedeur.
Yep. Big Shedeur.
We need a weapon. But we do need a pass rusher for sure. Ojolari walked in free agency. We could get some with Kayvon. I'm thinking. Give me 1 sec. I'm thinking. There's another good receiver still available though.
There's a couple of them.
Yeah, there is. No, I'm thinking.
Jaden Higgins.
Gosh, this is tough. All right, let's go edge rusher. Let's go James Pierce.
James Pierce Jr.
Put him outside of
Head
Kayvon.
case.
Flip those two.
All right. We took Ward. Let's go give him a receiver. Let's go give Jalen Noel or Kyle Williams.
Jalen Noel or Colin Williams?
Yeah.
At 35?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. That's 8,
How's
man.
the offensive line? They got straight offensive line.
Yeah.
It's an offensive head coach.
Yeah.
Kyle Williams. You are a Tennessee Titan.
Wow. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Wow. Okay. Jacksonville. We got Membu in the first round. So we feel good about
Yes.
offensive line.
Yep, or defensive line. Or whatever. They need everything.
Defensive line, we kind of do need everything.
Walter Nolan, Darius Alexander might he feels like Jaguar.
I think Walter Nolan kind of feels like a pick they would make because they have Hamilton and Mason Smith. They can put him in front of Mason Smith. Give me Walter Nolan.
All right, Walter Nolan. You are a Jacksonville Jaguar.
Booker is still on the board. I like Booker a lot. You just got to get the right fit here.
Block. We got Mason Graham.
There's a team that would love to have him. Can I make a quick, real quick, just a little? I have a query.
On the query. Why are you calling that? Why are you saying query?
I just watched that, bro. That's so funny. I saw that again. Like for a second. That's so funny. All right. Let me, I gotta make a call as New England. I guess I don't want to make the call. Who are you taking?
Okay. Who am I taking?
Yeah.
I am going to take. No clue. I have no clue I'm taking. I gotta be honest.
All right. Well, let me make the call then, just to ensure my guy. I want to move up as New England.
All right.
And I'm only moving one spot, so I'm not gonna give up a lot here.
Okay.
Straight up with you. But we got to move up.
Swapping.
Yeah, we'll do a little swap.
106.
Some day 3 pick. I think a day 3 pick.
This cool.
What is it?
106.
Oh no, that ain't cool. We'll give you one, whatever the next one is. What is that?
144.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Even that slot, but we'll do that.
The trade has been accepted.
Some crazy stuff. All right, now we'll take Tyler Booker right here.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. They needed offensive line. They missed it on the first round. So if they can come back and get it,
nice.
That'd be good for them.
Oh, I love it. Jimmy.
Just pick dart. I quit. No, the Browns already did it. You're good. And the Browns got it. You're good.
Okay. I have not watched anybody outside of Loveland and Tyler Warren. Is Arroyo, does he make sense here to you? Do they have it? Oh no, they have Brock Bowers. Just kidding. Yeah. Got you. Silly goose.
All right. Take 2 tight ends. Stick 2.
Who did we take? Mason Graham.
Cleveland took Carter. Oh wait, Cleveland. Did Cleveland also take? You took him a quarterback to start the round, didn't you?
No, first round I got him Jackson Dart.
No, I mean the start. Oh, you did. Okay, yeah, okay.
They got Abdul Carter earlier.
All right.
Gotcha. Jaden Higgins? Question mark.
I like Jaden Higgins a lot. I was thinking today. I thought maybe I don't think he can get to round 1, because I don't think he's explosive enough. I don't think he sinks well enough. But yeah, Jaden Higgins can get off the line though. Like that dude can get off the ball really well. So,
who is in the running back class left on the board? A Marshawn Lynch type guy. That's who I'm taking.
Cam Scadaboo for sure. Cam Scadaboo, man.
Second round?
I love Cam Scadaboo. I love him, so I would absolutely be willing to take him. That's
Cam's got it.
fun.
You are a
I
Las
like
Vegas
that.
Raider.
Okay. Back. So wait, is this the Bears or the Browns? Oh, this is the Browns.
Oh shit.
That's why.
Oh, I drafted that because we traded. All right. So I'm odds.
That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so you're
I mean,
back.
we traded.
Gotcha.
So it was okay.
Okay.
Travion Henderson.
Travion Henderson to the Bears.
They just got their.
Okay.
They just got their
Sneaky.
little. Who did we take in the first round for them? Actually, I'm gonna fuck that up. All right, cool. Sorry. All right, they have their Jahmyr Gibbs. The Jahmyr Gibbs wannabe.
Wait, who did you just pick for it?
The Bears.
Oh,
Travion
you picked
Henderson.
the Bears. Oh, okay. So why am I looking at the Bears? The Saints. Okay, I'm the Saints. All right, I
You're
need
the
to take a second. Yeah, I'm the Saints here, and we took Tyler Warren. You took Tyler Warren in the first.
Yep.
So we can build on that with. Wow, they need so much of everything. We got to get younger though. We got to get younger. I'm thinking we look D line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking we look D line, and I think the pick that we make is. Can you scroll down just a little bit in top available though before I make this pick? I think I know what I want here because I definitely want to get younger. Don't miss anybody. Yeah, I'm comfortable here. All right, let's do it. There's two guys that I kind of like though.
Who?
I like Carson Schwessinger. You know, I showed you. You know, we talked about him a little bit. I like him a lot. This would be a good fit for him because he would super instinctual. But TJ Sanders, I think, is really good for them because I think schematically it actually makes sense. So let's go TJ Sanders.
Okay. Guy play inside. Guy play outside.
A little bit. I mean, I'd leave him on the inside, probably majority, but he's just a little undersized for the inside. He's like 285, but I'd leave him there.
Man, double up the Bears again. All right.
Yeah. Just give him something awful here.
Let's take a punter again, huh? How about that? Josh Cornley.
Wow. Okay. That feels like a good spot to get him. All right.
Yeah.
And the Jets we took. Go ahead.
Jets we took Will Campbell.
What do we want to do here? The receiver?
Receiver.
I like we have a linebacker. We re-signed Jamie Sherwood, so I don't know that we need to do that. Cornerback could be in play.
Rebel feels like a Glenn guy.
Dang, I really wish I could see anything here. This thing is so jacked up.
I'm sorry, I could click some stuff. I was looking at the roster moves.
No, you're all right. Yeah, I'm kind of doing the same thing. I just can't see any players.
They signed Andre Cisco, so they did good safety.
Okay. Let's go. Can we look at corner again?
Yeah.
Corner would be pretty good here, man.
You have receiver in corner. Trey Amos still there.
Yeah, I don't want to go there though. I wanted a little more flexibility if I was going to go corner. You know what I mean? All right, we'll chill out on that. They're in a pretty good spot. I kind of like the roster. I think we just got to get the best player here. Let's go.
There's Alexander.
I'm not mad at that. I feel like we
Carson Swessinger.
We could use a little more girth. You know what I mean? Let's. All right, let's go. Why'd you sound disappointed when I said that? All right. You don't want that?
Oh, Donovan Jackson. What do you want?
Yeah, but they have it all linemen. Like I don't feel like I need a lineman.
Yeah, you're right.
This is a weird spot, man. I kind of like what they have. You know what we'll do? We'll give him a pass rusher because we're always injured on the edge position. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take Jack Sawyer from Ohio State. Give him to the Jets.
Early second round.
Yes, sir. Put him in there, man. We're always injured at the edge position anyway.
Where is
I mean,
I meant linebacker. Sorry,
yeah.
I think it was a linebacker, kind of.
We got Will McDonald's on one side, who's going to play wide, but we got Jermaine Johnson, who's been banged up, so we'll put him with Jermaine Johnson, get a little rotation going. We need depth.
Okay.
Judkins insanely jacked. We see his read squatting clip. Dude's a tank. I love Judkins.
Jairus Alexander, you are a San Francisco 49er. I think the team that still feels like they're in contention. I don't know if they are, but they feel like they are. So they're going to grab a guy that can plug and play and is a need for their team.
Who did we draft for Dallas? Because now my thing is wrong. It says John Campbell. We didn't draft John Campbell.
We drafted T-Mac.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this would be a good spot to do what
Another
we was
running
going to
back?
do before we did what we did. But we're going to do it now.
Yeah.
Nah, let's go Trey Amos because I think I can
Trey
play him
Amos.
in off coverage a little bit. He'll jump some passes.
Okay. Colts. They need a guard. I'm going. Hey, do it. And I wish he fell on my Lions, but I'm keeping it a buck. Donovan Jackson.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. Atlanta took we went Mike Green. Yep. Mike Green. And we need
I feel like they need
we could use another pass rusher.
edge and linebacker.
Yo, we might do it again. They need a linebacker?
Yeah, they do. Schlesinger? 3-4?
Well, they have Caden
Makes
Ellis.
sense.
I think they probably like Caden Ellis a little bit. Let's do
your boy Demetrius Knight is there too.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. I think we take Demetrius Knight. Let's take Demetrius Knight.
Demetrius
linebacker, man.
Right. Linebacker.
How far has Sawyer
South
fallen
Carolina.
from the top second February now as low as 4?
What'd you say? To me?
Yeah. No, he said he's heard him as low as 4. That'd be something, man.
Wyatt Millum? You like him here? Too early.
I like White Melon a lot.
All right. He's an Arizona Cardinal.
I like him a lot. No problem with that. It fell to us.
Miami Dolphins on the board.
So Miami, we went offensive line.
They went Calvin Banks Jr., right? Yep.
Okay. So that gives us that. We got to need.
They still need offensive line.
Yeah, we probably could.
They don't prioritize it as an organization, though. So if you're predicting, I mean, don't be scared to be all over here. Tyreek Williams, cornerback they need. Xavier Watts.
Why do they need a corner? They have. Oh yeah, no, they definitely. Oh my gosh, they need a corner. And the worst.
Darian Porter.
Yeah. Let's take Darian Porter. It's fine. That's fine. We can do that. We need a corner.
I think this is Schlesinger spot right here. I feel like when they're good, similar to
Immediate
Colts.
impact.
Yep, they have a linebacker. Same way Colts have a tight end, they have a linebacker, like an asshole one. And I feel like Schlesinger can be that.
I'm with it. Who did we take for Seattle?
Seattle took Kenneth Grant. Sorry, I was going to say Mike McDonald.
Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, Kenneth Grant, and it means
They
we
need
need.
some offensive lineman, it looks like, an edge, according to PFF.
My bad. I was just peeking on the roster. Yeah, they need an edge. They brought DeMarcus Lawrence in. I don't know if we need to go D line again.
Arante. I don't know how to say that.
What do we have? We got. I'm thinking running back because we're never healthy back there with Kenneth Walker. Oh no, we're pretty loaded there. Never mind.
Yeah.
There. Tight end would be slick. Tight end would be kind of cool.
Arroyo?
Yeah. I think that'd be good. Let's do that. No offense.
All right, we grabbed Amari Hampton earlier.
He said soft. They are soft over there. The old line, man. But he's right. They don't value that super high. They haven't. Oh, Seattle's back on the clock. How about Seattle? Okay.
Sean DePaul say, yeah, guys. Tyreek Williams to Denver Broncos. Boom. Seattle, you are.
What do we got for O lineman available? Tackle and guard. What do we got? Let's see. It's kind of cleared up pretty quick, but I think we go with a good athlete here. Let's go Marcus Bow. Let's get a guy that can run this scheme a little bit. A guy that can fly around a little bit. Let's go Marcus Bow. We'll put him in at guard.
Okay.
He's listed as a tackle from Purdue.
I'm not familiar with his game. I'll take your word for it.
Undersized, yeah. 6'2", 300. Great athlete, though.
Let's see. They need a DB.
Green Bay. Yeah, Tampa Bay.
I'm going to take Ezra Thomas. Azare Thomas.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. Ezeiruaku?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard so
Azari.
many.
I'm gonna go with Azari.
Sorry, it sounds right, but I don't think
Azari does sound right.
it should be right, but it's not. I don't think it is. He's got a goofy name, man. All right, Green Bay.
Took Maxwell Harrison round 1.
That was a good pick.
Landon Jackson.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Landon Jackson. I'm kind of not mad at that, actually.
They lock the pacier fellers on the edge.
Yeah.
Do it.
I kind of like that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Landon Jackson.
All right. Let's give them Jalen Noel.
Dang, man, you're all over the place. Jalen Noel at 55. Wow.
Yeah.
Easy. I feel like if I'm drafted with easy, bro, I better get a receiver quick. These dudes are flying, man. Okay. Okay.
I mean, the Chargers need a receiver.
They do need a receiver. All right. I just wasn't expecting Noel. That's surprising as heck to me. Okay.
Dog. Jalen Noel, dog.
Yeah, I guess so, man. All right. What do we got for Buffalo? Who do we take? We had to go corner, right? No, we didn't go corner because
Buffalo, we went. I apologize. I was looking at the screen. Nick Scorton.
I do like that pick. It is a good time to grab a corner though for them.
Yeah. Did they lose a safety this offseason?
Man, you already took Thomas, which makes it tough.
Who'd they lose? They lost. Oh, no, they didn't lose a safety. I thought they lost a safety this year.
They could use safety though. They definitely could use it. See, this is where I would take Penn State safety right here if he was still available.
What's his name?
Not.
Oh, you took him already.
No,
I think he's still available.
He's not listed. Let's go.
Oof. That's crazy.
Free safety, yeah. I think we could. Yeah, let's go with Xavier Watts here. He's available still, right?
Watts.
Yeah. Let's get a guy that's gonna take the ball away. We could use that. Like 5 picks last year or something. It was crazy. Kind of fell to him a little bit, but he might be safety 3, safety 2, safety 3.
Who did we take for them? Travis Hunter. Oh, damn.
Yeah, made the trade up.
Wow, trade up. What a pick.
Yeah, we're making moves easy. All right.
What a pick. They got tons of running backs.
And this is a goofy spot here.
This is a goofy spot here. Kyle Kennard. Is it a reach?
I don't know what they have at edge. They have anything at edge rusher? Like in real life? Like, do they have anybody?
I don't think so.
Let me check real quick.
Brown in the middle.
Yeah, I don't think they have anything on the outside. They have Bobby Brown. Oh, they have Clowney. Yeah, they can. You can't go wrong, dude. You can't.
The corpse of.
Yeah. That works for me, man.
Take him.
Sure. That's a guy, man. Take him. I thought Princely Umanyalan was your guy, but I guess not.
For the Lions.
Oh, for the Lions? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the base of my rankings.
Gotcha. All right.
You thought that was just by straight up edge rankings?
I thought so. I thought that was your guy.
You had Nick Scorton number 3? I'm insulted right now.
I didn't even know you said Nick Scorton number 3. Now I'm thrown off. I didn't even know you said that. Okay. Yeah, I was not paying good attention.
Now we're having relationship problems because you just never.
Well, we do need offensive line, and I almost feel like we're kind of forced into a hole here with Houston because I don't know if I won't even take offensive line. We already took a receiver. Can we scroll a little bit? I just want to see what's. Oh boy, yeah. I can't go receiver again. That'd be crazy. All right, let's just let's go offensive line and let's go Jonah Savania. Or I might go Charles Grant actually. That way I can get a little bit of flexibility. I think Jonah's going to go to guard. I think Grant will probably go to guard too. But he's a better athlete.
Charles Grant from Williams Mary?
Yeah, let's go Charles Grant. Yeah.
All right. The Green Bay Packers took Maxwell Harrison, Landon Jackson. Not shabby. Not too bad.
Offensive line is getting sniped, man.
Yeah, it is.
There's an offensive lineman the Lions could take, though. He's still available. But I don't think they will.
Jaden Higgins, the Packers.
I could see that for sure. With all the injuries to Watson, you wouldn't have the same speed, but I could see that for sure.
Done. Jaden Higgins, you are a Green Bay Packer.
I know what
Detroit
I'm
Lions back on the board.
What I'm gonna do here, Chad, y'all been waiting for this. Easy. I don't think a lot of people are gonna be feeling this, but I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna have to do it because where we're at, lineman's been getting
Jared Ivey.
sniped.
Oh,
I mean, I could go
okay.
Tate Ratledge, but I don't want to jump on it. So here's what we're gonna do.
How do you feel about
We're gonna
Jordan Bush, real quick?
I like Jordan Birch. I like Jordan Birch a lot, actually. He's I have him a lot higher than what most people do. I think he's explosive. He just hasn't tapped into it very much. So you want me to have my little thing on him?
Yeah.
What I said about him. I have so my word was ton of upside, play strength, flexibility, capable in space, flexion to slip. I have him at 6'3", so I have him. He's one of my better critical factors. I think he's got great play strength, good explosion, very good pass rusher. Yeah, he's actually really high for me. He's just older. He's a 5-year senior at 6'5", 295.
Yeah, I don't like him that much.
Gotta find the right spot. I like him too. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Jalen Royals, wide receiver out of Utah State.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm a big Jalen Royals guy, man. And you know what the weird thing is? Okay, so you say your piece, and I'll say my piece if you got a piece on him.
I think he's an explosive guy.
Yeah.
I think he runs. I like his routes. I think that's like another piece of that, like too. People might not like to hear this, but we don't know what the future holds for Jameson Williams, and I think it makes sense to grab this guy now. He's a bigger body too, so Tim Patrick departing after next year, maybe he's your why.
Yeah, so no, I agree. For me, Jalen 6'2", 205, so he's a little bit thicker, which I like. He plays through contact well, but it's what you said. So he ran the 4.42. I thought he may even run faster than that. He didn't run faster than that. It's fine. He ran a lot of wide splits. I think the things are going to have to develop, so it could take a second here. Mm-hmm. But to what you said, like I love the way he runs routes, man. I think he maintains speed really well. He separates. He's good after the catch, which I think the lines will like. Like he's got a little shake to him, easy. He got a little shake when the ball gets in his hands. He's got a little something too. He made guys miss a little bit, and he's nice in contest situations. He's got good tracking ability. I think his hands were a little bit average, but I thought they were better this past season. He didn't drop the ball much, to be honest. He's got body control on the sideline. I think he's a good see, that's what I thought. I thought it was about speed for him. Or, sorry, you're talking about the Packers. I thought it was about speed for him. I thought he was really good at the Senior Bowl. He showed he could separate all three levels. So, yeah, I think Jalen Rose is going to work his way up pretty fast.
Okay. I like it.
Birch is a dog.
Let's go Birch right here.
I got a video on Birch if you want to check it out. Ooh, Oregon again? Okay.
Yeah, Sawyer over Birch?
Yes. Not by a mile.
Should I do Princely here? Princely or Birch? I think they're like thicker guys.
I would take Birch for run defense for sure. You can also kick inside. But if you want a pure pass rusher like an edge, that's not a bad pick.
I took Birch. Too late.
Didn't they lose their vet, though? That would have been a bad move.
I took Birch.
All right. Who do we take for Buffalo? Because I didn't know they had 2 second-rounders.
Buffalo. Xavier Watts, Nick Scorton. Okay. How about that kid from Notre Dame here, the DB?
Corner? I don't like it. I don't like it for him. I don't think it fits him. But what I think is interesting is who's out there at running back?
A lot of good guys. Out there at running back.
I think it'd be really interesting, man, if they did something like that.
Dylan Sampson.
Ooh. It's so deep, man, that I feel like it'd be crazy if I took who I would take here. People are gonna hate on it, so I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to him. We do need a corner big time. All right, who's out there at corner? Who's out there? My bad. I should pay better attention.
No, you're good. Siobhan Revel, Benjamin Morrison. That sounds like a law firm.
Yeah, give me
Revel Morrison.
No, I don't want those two. Give me the other one.
Siobhan Revel.
Give me Dorian Strong here.
Dorian Strong.
Yep.
Not watched a lick of Dorian Strong. Not gonna lie.
I like Strong for the Lions, honestly. He can play inside, outside. It's gonna be good in zone for him.
Who do we take for the
physical though, man?
I like that.
Jalen Royals. You don't like Jalen Royals, man? I'll tell you what. So I've watched a little bit of Jalen Royals from 2023 as well, just to see him match up with a good team. He's got some radius to him too. Yeah, I mean, I went to go watch him against Iowa last year when Cooper DeJean was there. He's a good player, man. I think he's gonna work up fast. I would be willing to bet this. I think Jalen Royals might realistically go around 2, and it wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised at all. I think there's a lot of receivers that people are sleeping on that are going to go.
Oh, I could tell you drafted a lot of receivers. So
What you
hey, we
mean?
might be on the
Why?
same page here. I mean, you was
Hey, they're
saving
all
them all.
needs. They're all
Well, if we get him
needs.
my receiver, I better take him now, man. He's gonna be gone. No,
Damn,
I
what
think
do
it's great though.
do
I think
these
it's
guys
great.
do?
Wait,
Oh,
who'd you take for him? Oh, okay.
Durante.
Back-to-back lineman. Did they take a lineman first round?
Well, yeah, because the first one was Zabel, and now they
Oh,
get their
wow.
actual tackle in
Wow.
Durante.
Okay, yeah, that's something, man. That's a lot. Okay, I like that though. They're not playing around.
They got to do it. They got to force to.
Philadelphia.
And I think the pick
64.
back half
Go
a
ahead.
second. That's a nice grab.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I think it's a
Yeah,
really good
I don't
spot to
know.
get him. He could start. He's so wide, so long, and they kind of have a stopgap in some ways. It looks like.
You hear the Eagles taking Agba.
Took Agba. Okay. Okay. Edge-up wouldn't be a problem. Edge-up wouldn't be a
Out of Ohio
problem.
State.
Yeah, let's just scroll a little bit here, man, because
Okay.
I feel like this is where the board kind of loses me a little bit. We're so far into this. Ooh, I kind of like that. Wait a second. Let me real quick. I want to check where their cornerback depth is at because I know that they need a corner.
Mhm.
And my thought is either going Shamar Turner here because I think what his upside is against a run, which would give me some interior depth. But Benjamin Morrison, I think, would be a good pick too because they lost Slay, and they actually don't have a cornerback too. It's Keely Ringo. Yeah, give me wow, that's tough. Josiah Stewart would be a nice pick. Who else is? Yeah, let's go Benjamin Morrison. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Benjamin Morrison. It is. I
Wow.
believe it's the 2-round mock.
We flew through that second round, man. That's
We
fun.
had to. It's like midnight.
Yeah, we the first round was the problem. We did not do
We are
that fast.
sickos. We did it. We did it. We did it. We really did 2 full rounds.
Sets us up
And
well.
honestly, I liked it.
I did too. Yeah, I did too. I think the one that's on there that's wrong is Jalen Walker. Right? Jalen Walker was not the pick at 17. He went to Baltimore, and Shamar Stewart went at 17. So that's the only flip there.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'll scroll. Apologize. I'm not.
No, you're good. I was just saying what the one that's different is. Dude, Mykel Williams that's
Steal.
nice, dude. I like that we didn't have to jump up for that.
Steal at 28. Gotta be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Egbuka's crazy for Philly.
Damn, you got spammed pretty hard here, huh?
Yeah, Matthew's cooking me. That's fine.
Who is Johnny Walker?
I don't know who Gums is either, to be honest with you. Johnny Walker.
Gums turn.
Johnny Walker.
Sounds like a bad guy in a video game.
Nah, bro.
What do you say?
Wait. Hold up. Isn't that Missouri?
I appreciate that fire up chips. That's all your comment. I don't know if you're still here.
Matthew, you're crazy, bro. Missouri's edge rusher. I was thinking about something else, bro. You seen that video, the Johnny Walker video?
No.
You seen that? That's what I was thinking of. I thought he was trolling saying that. Yo, can we see the second round real quick before we wrap this thing?
I don't think. How do I see it?
I think if you go to, I got you. I'll look at him.
Full results. Here you go.
I was thinking the Johnny Walker video. Dude, Kyle
Jackson
Williams is
Dart.
crazy, bro. If he goes 35, I'm calling you immediately, man. If he gets top 50, that's
dude,
crazy.
Dude, he's going. He's going.
He's going. He's going to Bears.
He's going 20,
Wow, dude.
25, brother.
You think he could go round one? Like real? Really?
I think he's sneaking around 1. I don't know. I can see him going 35 though.
Dude, he's right on.
You wait and see. Dose it down.
Hey, what a mock, dude. All right, man. Hey, look, we went way too long here. I appreciate Easy joining me. This was fun. Next time we see you, probably be a Lions mock because of this. And definitely want to react to your mock. So I'll lay it out there now.
Okay. We'll both come with mocks, and then we'll do a Lions mock together. Okay.
Yes, but send your mocks. Send your mocks. You can send them over on Twitter to me at @0dosevideo. You can send them on Instagram, either one. Send me your mocks. Make your 7-round mocks or however long you want to do it. Make a Lions mock. Send it over, and we'll react to them, man. So send those over. Easy, got anything to say, man, before we get out of here?
Just follow me at Speakeasy Sports and subscribe to Lions Nation Unite. We're trying to get that thing popping over there with her more and get that Roy Williams interview out to you. Corey Schlesinger, A couple other current Detroit Lions trying to cook up as well. Maybe one that earned himself an All-Pro. I'll let you guys ponder on that one for a minute. But yeah, Lions Nation Unite.
That sounds like a current player. You saying it like that?
You know,
All right. We out of here, man. Appreciate you doing. Yo.
we out of here, baby.